Testing one, two. Oh, let me move this. Hey, I'm gonna show y'all something, right? Hey, real quick. They didn't even pay me for this, but every like 3 months or so, I do a detox. Right now, I don't really like them long detoxes. I like I like to get in, get out, and so I order this one from Contour Blends. This one here, it's called One Day Detox. Contour Blends. If you haven't ever tried it, you can find them on Instagram. And it really, let me tell you something. If you now, I'm not. I like to do it sometimes if I eat a lot of red meat and stuff like that. I like to do it for that. I haven't really been eating no cookies and stuff, but I was recently, I felt like I was a little bloated, and so because of that, I said, let me go ahead and get the detox. This is the best detox. I've been using them for about 2 years. If you go on their Instagram page, Contour Blends, you can see that you have it, and I'm a testimony for it. So this is fire. It just came in today. I ain't gonna tell y'all what I was just yelling to my daughter about this detox, but I'll be taking this tomorrow. All right. Now y'all know what we got today. What we got today is little debate versus Lily Gaddis. A lot of people might wonder, like as I research her, and I'm gonna be joining Ralph's Killstream in a second. Um, what I realize in researching her is not a lot there. Should be interesting. I'll give y'all my premise once the live starts. Most of y'all may know my premise. Also, too, real fast. Commander Jenny, I was on the phone with Commander Jenny Hanna. This is gonna be for the New York cookout. If you're in the New York cookout, and shout out to Bayana, she put the link up on the screen. You want to click that link, support our GoFundMe for this cookout. In this, yeah, you drink the whole bottle at one time, Michael Love. You drink that whole bottle and don't go nowhere for 25. When you take this, oh, y'all said my audio's low? What about now? Is audio better? When you take this, when you take this uh detox, don't go nowhere. You do not want to go nowhere. You want to stay right there because it's gonna be rough. So Commander Jenny Hanna is so upset at the what they did with the Olympics that for the Harlem cookout, we're gonna be having a black Hispanic, we're gonna have a break dance contest. Who could be the best dancers? Captain Tazaryach right now is working with some of the baddest in New York City, and there's gonna be a G note on the line. A whole G if you can be the best break dancer. Now we not letting no Asians. You ain't gonna see no Caucasians or Blasians or anything like that. This is strictly for our people, and we're gonna have the whole thing out there, b-boy music, all that. So if you're in the Harlem area, make sure you go to make sure you're coming out there. That September 1st is that cookout. Also, what you want to do is you want to pay your tithes. You want to go to www.isupk.com and pay your tithes. It's a commandment from God. Just like it's unlawful to not eat shrimp, crab, and lobster, is also unlawful not to pay your tithes. So if you haven't, you want to make sure you start paying your tithes. I'm going to put the link to the channel. I don't know. Now, when I work through StreamYard, I don't know if it's gonna let me pin that as a link you can click, but y'all let me know if that's a link that you can click. But I just put their Instagram channel to the detox that I use, and I'm telling you, like it's gonna clean you out, and you ain't got to go through all that. Um, Yeah, it's interesting. I'm looking at this Brotherhood side video that he put out where Christians embarrass. Oh, never mind. He probably gonna try to defend him. I take that back. So now when I go to this live, I'm just want to see if it puts it up as a link. Oh, it did. Okay. So if y'all click that link, you too can get your contour blends, and I'm gonna make sure I send them this video so they can know I supported them. So we're gonna get into it. So I'm gonna click it. So remember, pay your tithes. That's number one. Commander General Hanna is doing a breakdance break off at the Harlem Cookout September 1st. And click that link and support the GoFundMe, man. All right. So now let me go ahead. Where's my Telegram at? Let me go ahead over here. Let me click this Google Meet link. Allow microphone. Allow on every visit. Nah, hold on. I gotta check the settings real fast. Settings. Rodecaster Pro. Yep. And the camera. Video camera is going to be camo. There we go. Got the camo. No, microphone should be on. Let's see. Let me switch to this one. Testing. There we go. There we go. All right. Let me see if I can reverse the way that I don't like the way that camera looks right there. I'm just looking at the camera from my side. Let me see if I can flip the camera. Let me see if it lets me flip the camera. Let me see. Camera, video, send resolution maximum. Yep. Receive resolution maximum. Let me see. Open effects. Appearance, styles, nah, backgrounds. I don't want no background. It's just, man, I ain't gonna trip about it. I do look extra brown up in there, you know what I'm saying? I do look that extra brown. All right, so I'm just waiting for Ralph to let me in. Once he lets me in, we'll go ahead and begin that. Let me see. Somebody said ISUBK is the future. That's correct. Hey, you know what? I can hear you. Yep, I can see you now. Yep, I could definitely see you now. Yep. Okay. Okay.
How you doing, man?
Hey, I've been all right, man. How you doing?
Pretty good, pretty good.
Yeah, listen, I've been checking you out. I see you out there killing the game.
Yeah, well, today we got knocked. So our original link, we got knocked off the air. I live in Mexico. I think I told you that.
Yeah, yeah.
Here in the Yucatan.
You've been there for a couple of years, right?
Yep. 2 years in September.
Do you feel more free?
I do actually, yeah.
So you're not coming back to America?
Not anytime soon, no. I won't say never. You never say never, right?
Right.
But I came back and saw my son a couple times over the last couple months, but you never say never, maybe.
Right.
But I definitely
even
do feel
Pat Mahomes. See, you got the KC hat on. Even the Super Bowls ain't gonna get you back, man. They winning right now.
I've been a Chiefs fan since they had Joe Montana. I was a 49ers fan when I was a kid, and they traded Joe Montana.
Right.
So then I said, you know what? I'm a Chiefs fan now because Montana was my guy. I was a little kid.
Right. I understand.
I went through. I don't want people to think I'm a front runner. I went through.
You went through hell, yeah.
Well, I mean, there were some tough years, but there were some years where we were 13-3, and it was like,
right.
They're going all the way, and then we never did. We never did until Mahomes took over. And of course, he's the best quarterback in the game by far. Now Lily is here as well. Let me go ahead and admit her, and we will do that. Lily, can you hear me? I will let her get set up here.
I can't hear you. I can't hear you.
You can't hear me. Okay. Let's see.
I can hear her.
You can hear her, but she can't hear me.
Her. I can't hear you.
I can hear her too. Okay. Let's see. Can you see this? You see this message? Okay, let's see. Hit the 3 dots. This happens frequently, by the way. The captain knows. Hit the 3 dots and change audio source. Okay. Let's see. Go to settings.
The 3 dots and change audio source.
Settings. Go to settings. Settings.
Settings.
Audio. And then let's see. Speaker. Speaker.
Audio. Go to settings, audio speaker. Okay.
This happens.
Settings, audio speaker. It's set to system default speaker device.
Yes, switch it. Okay, let's see. Yes, switch it.
Switch it.
It's only giving me one option. This is weird. We've used this before. Huh. Let's see. Try leaving.
Maybe because you got 3 people.
Nah.
Still nothing. Can you hear me though?
Yes.
Maybe I should close out and come back in.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. She's gonna close out and come back. We've used Google Meet with her before, so Google
okay.
Meet constantly stab me in the back. Let's see.
A Smaster 33 sent $1 on Rumble. Captain, I love you and Kangaroo Jack.
I can't hear you.
Yeah, I miss your channel, man. He said I
Wait,
love you and Kangaroo Jack.
Connected to Bluetooth.
Wait. Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. I think it's because it's connected to Bluetooth. So hold on. Let me disconnect my Bluetooth real quick.
Okay.
Okay, hold on.
Okay, it's fine. It's fine. This happens all the time.
Okay. Where's settings?
Also, the link from earlier. Can you still hear me?
Yeah.
We have a different link because the storms here in Merida knocked us out. So I sent you the new link and tried to put the other link underneath. You did a great job quote tweeting it, but we're on like our 3rd link today because the storms here have been so bad they knocked us out a couple.
Do you have a new tweet up?
Yeah. Let me find the new tweet. Yeah. Here, I'll link that to you. Let's see. I'll put that on Twitter. Hold on. Give me one sec. We're doing it live. We're doing it live on the Killstream.
I do the same. Yeah, I do the same thing. I don't pause it. I just keep it going.
Yeah,
it makes the people feel involved. Like if they're your fans and if they following you, they'll stay. They won't complain.
Yeah, exactly.
They're right at home.
That's right. They're right at home. But yeah, it's not her fault because I tagged her in the original one, and then storms knocked the power out and everything, and so it kind of took us off the air. But we're back here with Captain and Lily. Okay, are you good? Is everybody good?
Yeah. Yeah. Perfect.
Okay. Now, what do we hear, Captain? You told me that you wanted me to set this up.
Yeah, I did actually. Because when I saw it, so I remember back when she first, used the term broke ass niggas. I don't know if you're familiar with me, Lily, or not. I'm probably the only black guy in Ralph's Hall of Fame on his channel. And so when I saw her use the term broke ass niggas, and then I was watching everybody's response, and then I was watching her response, and I wanted to have a conversation because I never had a conversation on Ralph's channel with a female that thought like white men. And so that's what, so, and so for my audience, right? So for my audience, and I don't know if you subscribe to this or not, but I do not believe that we should intermarry. Like, I do not believe that a black should marry a white and vice versa. Do you agree?
I mean, I don't really have a major problem with it, but I mean, I feel like there are cultural issues, like
Right.
the two cultures are so different. So it's like you want to be equally yoked. You want somebody that's most in common.
There you go.
So
that's a perfect way to say it. You want to be equally yoked. So one of the biggest brushbacks I always have, like I even watched the interview you had with my brother Tommy Sotomayor, and so they always uplift the white woman, so to speak. Like they'll have no problem pointing out the things that white men do, but then when it comes to the white woman, they always give her a pass. So in these rare opportunities of having a conversation with a white woman such as yourself, that's why I wanted to have the conversation.
Okay.
So that's what sparked it, because I heard you a few times say that it wasn't race related when you said broke ass niggas.
Right. It was just like, dude, like I say, like I call my son, come here, nigga. He's my nigga, it's
right. But I would disagree. Okay, no problem. I'm actually glad you said that. I would disagree that it wasn't race related though. only because I've never seen nobody of your ilk or of your kind talk that way and it not be race related. Like when you say you call your son a nigger, right?
Mhm.
Is he? But it. So would he be ethnically?
He's not black, by the way.
No, I'm not.
Everybody says he's half black. He's not black. He's white. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
On record across my heart.
They make that up about her. That's why she's clarifying that.
I was saying that she got a black baby.
Yeah, they try to say that.
I
yeah.
don't.
But when I found out, I'm gonna tell you, when I found out she was a single mom, I thought. Then I said maybe that's why she's saying nigga because she thinks she a black woman, and so maybe that's why. So, that's a joke, by the way. Yeah, that was a joke.
I know. I got.
Oh, okay, no sweat. So, but you are being a single mom. So I was kind of trying to dig into like your history, but I didn't really. There ain't a lot to know about you, which ain't really a bad thing because, of course, you don't want a lot of your personal life out there. But from what I do find, you would be now, and this is for my audience as well. Like you would be what everybody thought was a trad wife. That's what they thought you were, right?
Right. Everybody picked up. I guess cooking is trad. So, I mean, I figured we all ate, but I guess only trad wives eat.
No, but you was looking a little like Cleaver from the Leave It to Beavers. What's the mother? The mother from oh, you might be too young to know that show.
I know.
No, I've actually seen that. I can't remember the name though.
Yeah, Leave It to Beaver show, the Cleavers. Like you was dressed up there. You was dressed like a little trad mom, though. You wasn't dressed like the typical 20, because you're 25, right? You're a young lady, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you wasn't June Cleaver. Yeah, somebody in my chat said it. So you wasn't really dressed like a 25. You was dressed like you was trying to go with the little trad route. And I think when they found out you wasn't a single mom, that you were a single mom, it kind of took away being the traditional mother. And then I also saw the interview you did with Candace where you said you were trying to change the way we look at conservative, because I think conservative is where the trad would fit in, right? Am I correct?
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I think the conservatives, it's such a small box. And if we want to, like, I'm all about winning. You know, I want to win. I want to win the election. I want to win the culture wars. So if you win, you got to bring in more players. The box is so small that we don't really, you know, we don't really appeal to normal people. You know, I would just say I'm kind of normal. I guess not normal to say broke ass niggas.
Right. Especially a white woman saying, and then a white woman calling her kid a nigga is unheard of in America. So I don't know if we can call you conservative either.
I don't know. I would say I'm an alternative conservative. I don't really like any kind of box necessarily, but I would just say I'm just like a normal white bitch, you know?
But when you say that, right? So here's where when we have this conversation, you'll get brushed back and stuff like that. And from what I see, you don't really mind it. And what I mean, but I don't mean necessarily in a disrespectful way, but I do have to, questions that I want to ask you that we can get clarity on. So like when you say alternative, is there like a community with you where y'all just walk around calling each other niggas and shit like that? Or is it just a you thing? Because I heard you say your family don't like it. Because and I'm gonna be upfront with you. My goal in this dialogue is to show that it was racist when you said it. I don't have a problem with it being racist though. I have a problem with you hiding that it was racist.
Okay, well here's the thing.
Okay.
You're not me. And it actually wasn't racist. Like if I wanted to, I mean, I've got plenty of actual racist things to say, and I'll say, I mean, right now if you'd like. But but
I got a racist thing you said. I got one already. I got one. Okay. Don't worry.
But in that instance, it actually was not racial because I wasn't even talking about black guys. Like the girls that I know who are married to these broke ass niggas, they're married to white broke guys. So I wasn't even talking about black guys.
So when they heard you calling broke ass niggas, how did they feel about it? Like, do y'all all get around each other and say that? Like, is it a crew of y'all? Like, how many of y'all get together and use the term? Or is it just a you thing?
You know what I think it is? I think what the problem here is it's a generational gap. So everybody my age, I hear nigga all the time from tons of different people, from like black good. Maybe it's because I live like in a smaller town and like the black people in our town are like good old boys, you know, they're not like hood black people. So everybody's just like everybody kind of gets along, to be honest. And I hear nigga all the time. Like my brothers say nigga.
You have black friends?
I I know black people. I don't really have
Right.
invite.
Yeah, because I heard you say you ain't got no black friends, and I'm for sure you didn't get no new ones
Hey, I
after you
got
said,
you, right?
nah, we not friends. No, no. We definitely ain't friends.
I do want to say this.
Hey, wait, before you say that, Ralph, y'all see how she tried to walk me into that one? She tried to seduce me right there. She said, well, I got you. No, you ain't got me. I just want that on the record. Go ahead, Ralph.
I just want to say this. First off, I'm from Memphis, Tennessee. Born in Memphis, lived right across the bridge in West Memphis. Both places, majority black cities, right? And 3-6 Mafia, you know, those are my guys. Right. You know, that's what I grew up with.
You grew up with them?
Well, not literally, but grew up listening to them. You know,
I got
like
follow.
Kings of Memphis, basically, right? Like they ruled the radio. And so. And I did have black friends, plenty. I don't have any here in Mexico, but there are a few black people. You don't see many. But I grew up with plenty of black friends, and I grew up with white friends too. And saying that word, it would get said all the time, basically by everybody.
Right, but you knew what Kane was saying that word though, right?
Well, it just meant like, you know. It was just a colloquial phrase, really, right? I know if I would have said it with the ER version, it would have been a problem.
Wait, why do y'all say that? Why do y'all say if I say it with the ER, I said it with the GA, not the ER? You know there's no difference to a black person. Now, I'm not talking about the cool black people that apparently you grew up with that it was fine for you to say it with. Right,
well,
but
they didn't say maybe they did care and they just didn't say anything. But they didn't care where I grew up from. It was just kind of something that was said. You know, it's said in rap songs. Like if I'm singing a rap song, I don't stop and like not say it. Like, you know, I listen to a lot of rap. Right. Like, am I supposed to not?
Like in that movie, White Chicks, when they was in the car and they didn't want to say the N-word, and then they said nobody's around, so they said it because
right. He's just like,
was around.
You can say it when you're singing the song, right? Have you ever seen that Chris Rock bit? Right?
Yeah, I've seen that.
Right, you don't have to stop yourself and not.
Yeah, it's a lot in a lot of movies. You see, I remember in the movie Haunted House when the white guy wanted Marlon Wayans to let him say the N-word and stuff like that. So I get the environments that we're in where white people can be around black people, Arabs could be around black people, Africans could be around black people, and the word is allowed to be said. I get that part. But in the moment that Lily said it, you said it on a live stream, which I think was intentional to garner attention. Even when I think when you lost your job, you called the black people puppets for falling for the game.
Well, that was to piss them off. To be fair, I was actually really fucking mad at the blacks in that moment because I had been receiving hundreds of death threats. They had doxed my address. They just got me fired. So I'm allowed to be a little angry. So I posted that just to piss them off.
So now from a responsible position, now, and it's your live. So I say crazy shit all the time. I mean, even on this platform, that's one thing I like about Ralph's platform is he lets me get away with saying anything, even about white people. So I get it. So I'm not here to make you apologize or anything. Again, I just want black people to see
that would be a waste of your time. I would never apologize.
Right. No, exactly. Just like if you asked me to, I wouldn't. And so I just want black men to see white women act just like white men. So when you said it, you're saying that you had no idea that people would complain. I don't think you're that slow.
Well, I am kind of retarded, but in that moment, it just kind of slipped out. Whenever I talk, I don't do takes. Obviously, that's why my videos are so half-assed. But I just get up there and say whatever I want, and sometimes I say crazy shit, and I don't mean it. That's just how I talk. And I was like, I don't care. I'm posting it.
Okay, so then what transitioned you now? So you say you're not conservative. Would you say because of the fact
I am conservative, but I don't know if I
said alternative. Right. You said right, because I think the conservative is like a husband and a wife, and so you're not a wife, you're just a baby mom because you're not with the guy, right? You're just a baby mama, right? So as a baby mama,
I'm basically black, if you will.
Why would you put that on black people though?
$5 on Rumble.
Like, is this your way to assimilate? Like, and this is what white people do. This is how white people pander to black people. So because you're a single mom, now you're black. Are you on welfare? Are you on welfare?
No.
You will you be on welfare? Because you know
No.
y'all number one in welfare though, white people. So that wouldn't be a black thing. That's why I was asking you that.
Okay.
Well, you
even
know,
from-
I'm a felon. Hey, I'm a felon, and I have 2 kids out of wedlock. So
He's blacker than I am.
so now I'm gonna tell y'all what that makes both of y'all. That makes y'all American. Because there's nothing more felonistic than white Americans. We learned to be felons from y'all. It's not the other way around where y'all learned how to be felons from us. We learned how to
do it better.
You said what?
We just do it better.
Even if you want to say do it better, so you can't say that you're black then. That's my point. Thank you. You just proved my point. If you're saying you'll do it, if you're going to say you do it better, then you can't say that you're black. You have to say I'm white. Right? Say it with me. Say it with me.
I'm white.
White. There you go. Ain't nothing wrong. Ain't nothing wrong with saying I'm white. And it's so good to be white that you put up a video. What's interesting, excuse me, you shared a video about, and you said the First Amendment rights being violated. I think you just put that up today, right?
Yeah.
That was a video where they locked up this white woman because she was standing in front of this place saying nigga, 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 like it was going out of style. And then you said, now, did you see the whole video?
She said the hard R though, right?
I don't care if she said nigger, faggot, whatever. You should be locked up for saying that. Like,
right. But did you see the whole video?
They locked her up.
No, what I'm asking you is, did you see the whole video?
No.
Or did you? So you didn't watch.
I watched the first part and got mad.
Yeah. So you watched like the first 10 seconds or whatever of it, and then you was like, fuck that, the First Amendment. And and if you actually watch the whole video, they didn't have a problem with her saying the word nigga. They actually took care of her. If you actually watch the video, so the way the video goes is, and I knew you. Now, when you say you retarded, you just might be right, because when I watched that video, you said who?
I've been saying it. Nobody believes me.
Retarded. No problem. So in that video, and this is like a great lesson, in the future. You just want to watch the whole thing. So in that video, after they lock her up and they drag her off, they show the beginning. It's like they did it in reverse, because I guess they wanted the clickbait of seeing this white woman get arrested for saying nigga. And so when you watch the whole video, she's drunk, clearly. We agree, right? She's drunk?
Yeah.
There's 2 black women that's actually just trying to sit her down in a chair because she's drunk. So they're trying to take care of this white woman. As they're trying to sit her down, she's punching them. She's kicking them, and they're not even trying to fight back. That's how kind they are being to her. And instead, she rewards them by calling them niggers, bitches, XYZ, when they're trying to take care of her. And then when you put on your post, if the roles were reversed, what do you think the roles reversed would be? Do you think that they would have the same care for, like, if it's 2 white women and this black woman is punching them, talking bad to them, do you think that they would have sat her down in the chair, try to help her?
I think most white people have so much white guilt that they would have tried to not press charges. They wouldn't have wanted to get the police involved. And
no.
And then the cops are all afraid of being racist, so they don't even want to touch it. They're afraid of tensions.
What cops are afraid of being racist?
A lot of them, because look at most cops when they get involved with a black person, it always gets spun to where it's like a racist thing, instead of he was resisting arrest, and that's why I had to tase him, not just because he had a parking light out or something.
But they're not afraid to arrest him. They're not afraid to shoot him. They're not afraid to unalive him. So I don't know if I can go with the white guilt. What I know in the history of our interaction with white people is that if that was reversed and it's this drunk black girl and it's 2 white girls and she's punching them, kicking them, calling them all type of racial epithets, she'd probably be dead right now. Probably be dead. Do you remember the Montgomery brawl from last year?
Yeah, with everybody thinking that's such a win. Yeah, it's a real
no problem.
But woman when she's sitting down on the ground. In
the Montgomery brawl, do you know that all he was asking them to do was move their boat because it was parked illegally?
Mm-hmm.
and they didn't want to do that, and then they decide to jump him. And so that's how white people are with interacting with black people. Trying to give you like a live example. Fortunately for that day, you had black people that wasn't going to take it, and they end up beating the shit out of white people that day. But normally we die. Normally, right? You agree, right?
Here's the thing. The black community seems to jump to violence really quickly. So white people kind of know that. So we have to be more on the defensive than ever. It's not because we're racist, but it's because it's like, well, generally the pattern is when there's an issue, a brawl, it always turns into, a violent altercation instead of just, fuck you. It always turns violent.
Can you
people
prove
are a little. I mean, you can look up all the millions of videos out there of black people fighting in McDonald's and busting down.
Well, let me see if I could give a live example, right? I'm gonna see if I can present on here. I'm gonna show you the kindness, because you said usually when there's an altercation. So I'm gonna use the incident that we were just talking about. Let me see if I could share. Hey,
You should
Ralph,
be able
I could share. I should be able to share.
You should be able to, if you see a little the arrow pointing up, it's right next to the smiley face.
Right next to the smiley. What? Activities chat. Let me see. Yeah, I'm on the Google one. I'm looking to see.
Now it's next to the.
Oh yeah, I see it now. Share. So I'm gonna share a window. So let me see if you can see this here. Can you see this?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I gotta dismiss that. Okay. So now I'm gonna play this, the video that Lily and I was just talking about, right? So in the beginning of this video, you can see. Can y'all hear it or no?
No, we can't hear it.
I can hear it.
I'm trying to turn it up. What about now?
No, we still can't hear it. I don't know if it'll play through the sound, but
let me say, you know what? Maybe the way I shared it, I'm gonna stop sharing, because sometimes if you share, okay, I have to share. I don't know if I can share it with audio.
I'm not sure
because when you share a window or the entire screen, it doesn't allow you to share the audio. So let me see, maybe if I can click the Twitter link for it. I'll try that way. Now, but in the video that I was gonna show, because Lily tried to say that when whites interact with black, they it usually ends in violence, and I actually reject that term. And I was gonna use two recent examples. The one video that Lily shared on her page, and then the other was, there's a brother, a black guy in I think Jersey, that just recently went to jail because he's actually doing time because he actually knocked out a white guy. So now at face value, it looks like he knocked out the white guy because of no reason. But this was after months of him tormenting them, calling them nigger and stuff like that. And then at some point, I guess he just got tired of it. I think that's what happened with that. So that's.
I mean, I don't know how that's like if I knock out somebody, I'm gonna get arrested too. That's just how laws work. He got arrested not because the cops are racist or because he was justified, but because he knocked somebody out, which is assault and battery.
No, I'm not talking about what the cops did. Remember, you said when whites interact with blacks, that there's this notion of they think that we're going to get violent immediately. So what I was speaking to was just showing that that's just not true. So I was using that story. So in that story, I'm just going to pull it up. In that story, they went through, this is a New Jersey father pleads guilty after his children were repeatedly called the N-word. Judge says he should have called the police instead, which is what you're saying. And I'm not saying he shouldn't have. But when you actually read the story, it tells you that his Collins and his wife were leaving the Babe's Corner store when Robert May approached them on their bicycle. May went by Frog, had repeatedly harassed Collins and his children, addressing them with racial slurs for months. So this ain't something that he did one time. This is something that he did multiple times. So how many times does somebody get to verbally assault you to where you say enough is enough? As opposed to, and he didn't even do nothing. And he just hit him one time. He happened to fall. And I think he didn't die in that moment. He ended up dying later from the complications of the fall because he was an older gentleman.
Wait, he died?
Yeah, he died later. Well, so I'm not saying that he shouldn't have had no charge. I'm saying it was the racism of the white man consistently, and then he tried to attack his wife. Now I don't know about y'all, but would y'all agree that everybody has the right to defend themselves?
How did he try to attack his wife?
So when it says on this afternoon, May rode directly into Colin's wife after they exited the store, assaulting her with his bike. So he rode his bike directly into his wife. So as he drives his bike into his wife, I think if any man sees, like, you may not notice because you don't have a man right now for that protection, but if one of my wives was if I was to see one of them get harmed or attacked,
One of your wives?
Yeah.
You have multiple wives?
Yeah. So if I see one of them get attacked, I'm going to instinctively defend my wife. And I think that's a natural thing. And so my point is just showing
now, is that what he's claiming, or is that an official fact of the case that he actually that the bike? Does he just say that, or did that?
Yeah, that's how the witnesses
that's
told.
media.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's how the witnesses, because that his defense was self-defense, but because he died later of the complications, they charged it. They actually gave him the least amount of time that he can do. So he's been in jail for some time. He got 31 months, so you have to serve a little bit of time. So he's not going to do the whole 31 months, but he'll be home. My point ain't about him getting arrested. I'm not saying whether he should get arrested or not, but my point is that's two incidents where it was unnecessary for them to endure racism. One from the drunk white girl that Lily showed on her Twitter page, and the other from this old white man that did the exact same thing. I don't think by nature black people don't by nature think to be racist with black people, with white people, because we know it's not going to benefit us in the end. Me as an Israelite, when I go out and teach on the street and stuff like that, black people defend y'all more than they fight us, because we say we shouldn't join white people, we shouldn't be with white people, we shouldn't agree with white people. When we say those things, black people actually fight us more for that. I don't think
the thing, you're calling me racist, and you're the one saying don't have anything to do with black people or white people, don't intermarry. That sounds more racist to me. So it's kind of rich you coming after me.
That's my point. I'm not coming after you. Remember when I started the conversation, I said I am racist. And racism just means that from my position, white people, y'all look crazy with it, but racism from my position just means that I prefer my people. Like my people's condition matters to me more than someone else's condition first. That's what it means to me. Y'all racism is different. Y'all racism is broke ass niggas like you using. Y'all racism is systematic oppression, drug epidemic. And y'all so racist that y'all put yourselves on drugs just to get us hooked on drugs. That's how racist y'all are.
Okay, that's retarded, dude.
You want
You're
me
gonna have
to
to back that up with some
I'm
evidence.
gonna back it up. When the white man allowed cocaine, weed, especially back in the 60s, the drugs was initially for the hippies and us. The hippies was y'all, the rest was us. So they didn't have a problem getting y'all high along with it. And when you think about the so-called war on drugs that Reagan and them had, as they was allowing the drugs to come in, they never cared about it until it started affecting y'all. So they knew that y'all were casualties of the war against us. It only became a problem later, so they don't call it the heroin problem, they call it the opioid problem. So they remix what they call it for y'all so it could be more compassionate.
So who are you saying is racist in this instance? The drug dealers, the people selling the drugs, or the government?
Well, the government is the biggest drug dealer. So I think what you mean more so is the guy that takes the drugs from the white guy just as bad as the white guy? Is that how you asking the question?
No, I mean, I'm just trying to clarify. Are you saying, because you're saying they white people took the drugs to get black people hooked on it. So are you talking about the drug dealers in this case or the government?
I'm talking about the government. I'm saying that they're so racist against us.
So how did that work? Did the government send IRS agents out with little packets of coke and hand it to black people?
No, that's why I said, well, you're talking about the people that sold it for them, because there's a classification. So the white man is not the face of drugs in my neighborhood. A black man or a Hispanic man is the face of drugs in my neighborhood. That's why I thought you was asking, is he just as racist as the white man? I would call him a sellout. I would say he's the puppet of the white man, and he shouldn't be the puppet of the white man. But my point in bringing
someone vandalized one of your schools.
Well, maybe he's not a puppet to the white man. Maybe he just wants to make
money. He's absolutely a puppet to the white man. Listen, anybody that works with the white man for the detriment of black people is their puppet. They pay him. They buy him. I'll give you another example. Jesse Jackson in 70s was against abortion, but in the 80s he was for abortion because the government paid him. He wanted to be president of the United States. So they're puppets. But y'all are so racist, back to my point. Y'all are so racist that you'll even let your own get hooked on drugs. You'll let your own become homeless. You'll let your own be on welfare at the detriment, if that can mean we can get destroyed too. Like there ain't nobody more racist than
crackheads on the street. I don't think they're thinking that too deep into it. They're just doing drugs and they get hooked on drugs, not because they're trying to take down the black man, because they're a crackhead.
Who you saying is the crackhead? Say that one more time.
No crackhead on the street who's doing drugs and selling drugs. They're not doing that with this diabolical plan of I'm going to take down the black man. They're crackheads. They're addicted to drugs, okay?
You might want to say the drug dealer don't do that.
How is that racist, dude? This is quite stretch.
But you might want to say that differently. You might want to say the drug dealer is not saying this, that I want to take this, because the crackhead is the end result of the white man and the drug dealer selling the drug. So the crackhead would be the end result of that. But the drug dealer won't think like that. The drug dealer is probably saying, I just want to help my family, whatever bullshit excuse he wants to make for dealing drugs, which is stupid.
Yeah, he wants to make money so he can buy big gold chains and huge Cadillacs.
He thinks he has to make money that way because that's the oppression that your people put us in. And so my only point in bringing that up was to show you that they don't care if you get hooked on drugs. They don't care. Even abortion, even legalizing abortion, which I think you're against abortion, right?
Yeah. Well, and if you want to go after some racists, you go after Margaret Sanger, because that was actually a racist institution.
Yeah, that's another white woman. That's what. Listen, like you're like the.
Actually, child. She's actually Jewish, so.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're the child of Margaret Sanger, meaning like you follow the same pattern of, I'm gonna say broke ass niggas. The puppet part you said you was getting.
Okay, dude. Saying broke ass niggas and wanting to slaughter millions of black babies, right. That's a big difference. And if anything, here's the thing. You guys want to wonder why there's racism, why there's tension between blacks and whites. It's because of this shit. If you've got two parties and we're walking on eggshells, say you have the black coworker and the white. All the white coworkers are in the lunchroom eating and they're shooting the shit and whatever. Well, the black coworker walks in. Well, they're so afraid of like offending her with anything, or maybe they were saying, "Come here, nigga, hand me that bag of chips" or whatever. And the white girl,
saying that's what the white.
Yeah, they're just saying that themselves. They're just saying that.
Gotcha. Right.
The black person comes in. Now they're all like, "Oh shit, we don't want to offend, Vaniqua," and now there's that tension. If there wasn't all that problem, if everybody wasn't so offended by word, call me cracker, call me whatever white name you want. I'm not offended by that because I'm not a weakling. If everybody wasn't so offended by words, and that's my whole point. Stop being offended by words. Stop being a fucking pussy. Words don't hurt. So why is everybody so worried about words? Like you're worried about nigga and, oh, that's racist, and I'm going to dig into with my little magnifying glass and prove how racist this was. Maybe it's just people talking to other people. As the people talk. I mean, there needs to be less offense, dude. Like, it's not a big deal. It's not racist. And anybody looking any deeper into this whole broke ass niggas thing, you're just trying to find a bad guy because there's not that many bad guys. There's not that many actual racists out there.
I'm actually glad you went through your little rant, because this is the part that I want everybody to see, that she's just like her white counterpart. What I mean by your white counterpart, you don't want it to be racist. Well, first, let me clarify something. Every job has an HR department. So in the HR department, any job you go to, they say, well, this, you can't say this, you can't say that. So that's rules for nigga, Jew, kite, homo, whatever it may be. Because in a work environment, you have all those different type of terminologies. And so you have to respect each other's privacy. So I would never have an issue if at a job, if I said a word that was inappropriate and HR pulled me in the office. It just is what it is. Now, outside of that, in the real world, black people suffer from saying wrong words all the time. We suffer from saying the wrong words. We suffer from saying tweets.
What word?
Any word. If we say anything
word.
about
How do they suffer exactly?
Okay, I'll give an example. Kyrie Irving made a tweet about a book, and he couldn't play basketball for like 3 months. And he didn't even say, matter of fact, he didn't even say a word. He just tweeted a Amazon link to a movie. That's all he did. He didn't do anything more than that. Now you'll probably say, because they were Jewish, that's why that was the case. Because y'all, whites and Jewish people are the same. Y'all don't like when I say that, but y'all are the same people. So you'll probably say that for that. So that's just one example. There's dozens of other examples where, matter of fact, I think I have a list of them where black worker was I'm sorry, not that one. Fired. A black worker was fired after he's told to forgive and forget over somebody's racial slur. So we go through that all the time.
What exactly did he do though? Like, was he just upset, or was he fighting the person, or there's more to this?
The white guy. So I have the link here, right? So it says black worker fired after he's told to forgive and forget co-workers slur. So the co-worker said something to him that was racially motivated, and he was told to forget it. And because he wouldn't forget it, he was fired for it.
Yeah, I'm not buying that. That's
There's
bullshit.
a live website. This is the Miami Herald. This is October 14th. Want me to read the whole thing? I'll read it.
Dude, headlines don't mean jack shit. They wrote a headline about me calling me a trad wife. I'm not married. So just because they
you thought you was a trad wife till they found out about you though.
Nobody, I've never once said I was a trad wife. I've never.
So then why did you dress like June Cleaver then?
I'm allowed to wear an apron. I had a bikini on, so I didn't want to have a bikini in the video. So I put my apron on. And to be honest, a little bit of girl, trickery here. I put the apron on because it made me look more thin. So
That's cap.
really tough.
You was up there. Listen, you was up there in your full June Cleaver. You had your little seasoning. You was opening it up, pouring it out. Yeah, I'm just cooking. And then these broke ass niggas my friends is with, y'all think we want these gold diggers and stuff like that. So you gave the perception. I think you would have ran with it if they didn't know that you were just a single mom. I think you would have ran with it.
Why would I do that? This is the internet where everything is doxed, everything is public. Why would I do that? That's retarded.
Mm-hmm.
I like having my dirty laundry aired. I'm honest about it. When everybody was coming for me, oh, she did shrooms. I'm like, yeah, losers. I did a tiny thing of shrooms.
You did what? You said shroom.
Mushroom.
Well, I think all white people get high. So I mean, who's mad at white people getting high? I don't understand that one.
Pussies on the right who've never had a life.
Well, I don't think we should. Now, me personally, I don't think we should get high. Now, whatever
you're drinking though.
Yeah, that's lawful though. Drinking is lawful.
Well, it's lawful, but I'm saying alcohol is the worst drug there is. Really,
these are lawful too.
No, it's true.
That's cap. Ain't nothing worse than crack. See, you might not have been with, you might not have been with 3 6 Mafia. Like they sipping syrup, ain't nothing worse than that.
I've sipped syrup personally.
You said you sipped the syrup? You sipped the syrup too, Ralph?
With the Sprite and the Jolly Ranchers and all that shit. Yeah, promethazine.
Yeah. And you telling me that alcohol is worse than that?
Long term.
Alcohol actually can bring on dementia. Like early stage dementia, a lot of alcohol abuse.
Anything that you abuse is the most important part. Anything that you OD on can be abusive. If you eat too much chocolate, if you eat too much food, you get fat. I mean, so anything can be abusive. But just to have an occasional drink, that's not a bad thing. I actually drink on purpose on lives because people complain about it. Sometimes it's not even real alcohol, it's just tea.
See, that's where I don't fall into a very conservative mold because I don't really care. I'm like, legalize weed, legalize all this, do whatever you want. Just don't mess with kids. Don't hurt anybody. If you want to fuck over your own life, go for it.
So what is your ultimate goal? Like, do you want to be like Candace Owens type of conservative? Is that like where your end game is at?
I don't really have an end game. I'm just kind of winging it. I'm doing the same content I've always done. So I should have an end goal, but I don't right now.
Yeah, one of the contents you wanted to change the conservative, which is what you were saying earlier in regards to I think you called married women fags. Am I correct?
No.
Or you were mad at married women because you said they don't have children, but y'all.
Oh yeah, I was mad at people because I'm like, y'all are getting married, And oh yeah, I guess technically I did call him fat.
Yeah,
Like,
thank you. Yeah, thank you.
You should have
I'm
sent
like,
$5
what's the
this
point of being
conversation.
And
nervous?
she might be, you know, she might listen. For all my listening audience, she's an honest white woman. So just remember, this is just how white women are. But go ahead, you can finish.
I was just saying, if you're getting married, you might as well have kids because we've got a declining birth rate. And we need more, we need more kids. People should be having kids, especially the married ones. Like us girls getting knocked up, we are working overtime here, helping the birth rate issue. So the married women have to help.
So now let me ask you a question on that subject. So you encourage, in your logic, children out of wedlock? Now, so you can understand my lens.
Yeah.
In my lens, sex is marriage. So if you're married, if you have sex with a man, you're married to that man. If you have sex with a woman, you're married to that woman. Of opposite sex, like a man to a woman. Once you have intercourse, you're married. That's why I said from your lens. So are you encouraging single mothers? Or are you saying single mothers are okay?
Yeah. Obviously not. Being a single mom, I would be the first one to say, don't do this. It was just a facetious way of getting a point across and kind of giving the middle finger to the people who were giving me shit.
And what were they giving you shit about?
Oh, for being a mom. Obviously.
Oh, okay. And you're not with the guy anymore? The guy that they think is black?
No.
Or you said he's white? Okay.
Yeah. And for the record, can I just clear this up? I do not have a black child, and I have never had sex with a person of color before. So.
I've created a couple of single moms myself, Captain. I don't know if you know that or not, but
that's fucking crazy, yo. When you say person of color, what colors do that eliminate?
Mexican, and black people, Asians. I mean, I've just had sex with white people.
With white people, okay. So Jewish people are white people too.
Now wait, let me ask. Okay, now there was a super chat. Okay, so that you
no
got people
as far as to my knowledge.
Yeah, you got people worked up earlier, and Frosty said Jews are subjugating whites. How are they the same? If you cannot give an example where a Jew gets in trouble for saying something about whites, you're just blowing shit out your ass, is what he said.
Okay, you want me to respond to that? So yeah, just because y'all have white on white crime does not mean that y'all are not the same people. White people subjugate white people just like they subjugate other races of people. Just go through the history. Look at the history of the Crusades. Look at the history of World War I, World War II. It's not like whites never oppressed white people. The Russians and the Ukrainians are white people. And you got the Russians oppressing the Ukrainians, or how the Ukrainians feel like the Russians are oppressing them. So just because a white nation is oppressing another white nation does not mean that they're not the same people. Like I said, the father of criminality is white people.
But the so-called Jews, as you put it here in the show before, I mean, they're genetically, if you do a DNA test, they're genetically different from a European white person, right?
Oh, I was wondering that. What exactly? I always assumed Jewish was just like a religion, like Islam.
Right.
It's a religion, but it's an ethnicity as well.
Jewish is not an ethnicity. Jewish, like you said, she's more right. Yeah, no, she's more right. The reason why I say Jewish is
there's the Jewish religion, and then there's the Jewish ethnicity. So there's
where does the ethnicity come from? Is it just people born in Israel?
They're mainly from Europe, actually.
That's how you know that's a religion, because the ones from Europe are not Jews. That's why they use the term Jewish. So Jewish people are Jewish by your mother, whereas if you go by the Bible, you're a Jew or Israelite by your father. So even their religion or practice is opposite of what they call a Torah or Tanakh. And a lot of them, like Ralph said, come from Russia, Germany, Poland. That's their origins. Their origins is not the Middle East.
Then how does people take DNA tests to see if they're Jewish or whatever? And some that Haktua girl, she came up with 97% some kind of Jew.
You know, that Haktua girl probably does not know how to do her job if she has to Haktua. I just want to say that.
My
Like,
point.
I don't know why. I don't know why
Come on,
people.
man.
I don't know why
If it's
people
going
was
on
impressed.
deep enough, this bit's already coming out.
Yeah.
Anyway, we won't get
I
into
don't know.
that. Yeah,
Listen,
yeah, yeah,
I don't know why people were so excited about hot tour. Like, if she got a hot tour, she don't know what she's doing. But
yeah, I understand that logic.
with
Yes.
the DNA test part, it's weird. So I used to watch DNA because in the world that I come from, black people trying to identify themselves, so everybody's going to like 23andMe, Ancestry, and stuff like that. But when you actually do the research for DNA, it's not accurate for your
1888
ancestry.
$10
Like,
on
if you
Rumble.
have a child,
Biggest
like
reread is
say
called
you
White's
and
Wife,
your
like
and your
that,
child's father,
red,
if
proud
you
wife.
wanted to find out if he was the
About
child, if
talking
you
to
took the
someone with a
test,
brain
it's 99.9% accurate because that's live data. He's alive, you're alive. Even if one of you had passed away, you can go get the bones and get the DNA off of it. There's only so far you can go back. So when I used to watch, I saw an episode where they took 3 German triplets. It was 3 of them. They had the same mother, same father. They were white, and when they took their DNA test, it was the same in the beginning, but when it started going further back, they were different. They went to a whole different line from each other because really, after a certain generation, it's just a guess. So
Okay.
so it's just not accurate like a birth or like murder. Like, if somebody murders somebody, they take a swab and they want to get you the DNA evidence. If they have the live data, then they can match it. But if they don't have the live data, then they can't match it. So I would never trust DNA for
Now
ancestry.
let me read this super chat. It says, so is this guy calling whites racist like it's a bad thing, but said he's a proud racist? Why bother talking to someone? He says you're brain dead. I'm not saying that.
No, I told everybody. Normally, when I come on
He said
Ralph's
his
show,
racism is different. He's talked about it earlier, but yeah, but go
no,
ahead.
not so much that. I mean, even let's say if you made my racism the same. The point of having a conversation with Lily is that Lily is the first white racist woman that I can have a conversation with. Now, she's gonna say she's not racist. She was just saying broke ass nigga slang, but we can all read between the lines here. But I wanted to have the conversation because I've never had a conversation with a white female on this type of subject. But if y'all know my history on Killstream, I've been on here. What has it been like 4 years now, Ralph? Maybe 4 years.
Yeah, about
Yeah.
4
So I've
years.
debated Jewish people on here. I've debated white people on here. I've debated all type of people on here. So
Wait, are you a Jew?
the
Black
real
Hebrew?
one, yeah,
What's that?
yeah.
What is the Black Hebrew Israelite? I tried
Okay,
to look
so
it up.
no problem. And so normally we don't really like the term Black Hebrew Israelite because Jewish people made that as a racist term. But black, so what we teach is according to the Bible. I ain't got my shirt over there. According to the Bible, um, Jesus Christ was black, Moses was black. All of them would be what you would today call black. Now they would just be called Jews in the Bible. They don't call them black in the Bible, but according to the Bible, that's who we are today. The white man that says he's a Jew is an imposter. That's why we call him a so-called Jew. He comes from Russia, Poland, and he just made himself be a Jew, just like they made Jesus Christ be white. When you go into the Bible, Jesus Christ got woolly hair, skin of bronze, and a beard. How could that be a white man? It cannot. So we teach the truth of the Bible. So according to the Bible, like the greatest imposters are y'all. That's you ever heard of the Renaissance era?
Mm-hmm.
So the Renaissance era is when they took the ancient artwork of Jesus, Moses, Peter, and all of them, and then just whitewashed them and made them be white. And they just said, "Hey, Jesus is white, man. Jesus is white," but biblically he's not. So that's what we teach.
Okay, thanks for that definition.
Oh, no problem. Anytime, anytime. You said we got about an hour, right, Ro?
Yeah, I said
Yeah,
about an hour.
yeah, you
A
know,
little bit over. If we go a little bit over,
You
yeah,
thought
it's
you were
fine.
gonna start grilling me. Where's the grilling coming on?
I think I grilled you enough. So I wanted what I wanted to get was just to for my audience purposes anyway, to show your true spirit. Meaning, like you make it seem like. So I'm gonna ask you again: do your girlfriends and your brothers and your family, or just you, walk around saying broke ass niggas?
Everybody says nigga.
But you
I
said your
think,
you said your
honestly,
brother
how old are you? How old are you? You don't have to
49.
ask. 49?
49.
That's the problem. If you knew people my age, 25, 18 to 25-year-olds, everybody's saying that because it's in the music, it's in the culture. The whole culture is hip hop culture. And that's where people pick these terms up from. I picked it up from hearing other people pick it up. So I think it's more of
Well,
a generation gap.
no, it's not I didn't ask you that question from a generational position. I asked that question because when I asked you earlier, you didn't say it. And so what I wanted to gauge was And what as I told you up front, is to show your racism. So that was the first question I asked. The second question, when you said broke ass niggas, you want, my audience to believe that you said that on a live stream to not get attention, correct?
I really wasn't even thinking into this. It's all these analysis. Just I sit back and watch these YouTubers make analyses of the video, and it's funny because I wasn't putting that much thought to it. Believe it or not, the point of the video was about not all girls are gold diggers, and I happened to I was using an example. Well, the friends I know who were married, they're not married to rich dudes; they're married to poor dudes. So that was my circumstantial evidence that I was using.
Right.
Happen to just use that word, but
Right.
you know, people want a villain, and they want somebody who seems racist. Believe it or not, I'm actually not racist enough. The alt-right can't stand me because apparently I'm not racist enough. So I mean, I'm getting it from all sides. You're saying I'm racist, they're saying I'm not racist enough.
I'm saying you're denying. What I'm saying is you expect us to believe that when you said that it wasn't intentional, that you didn't know where it was coming from. Even when you did an interview with Tommy Sotomayor, you made a point to say broke ass niggas are like the normal working man, the normal blue collar worker.
Yeah.
I don't think blue collar workers would be comfortable being called a broke ass nigga, even though that's the way that you phrase it.
It's a joke. A joke. Can you read past it's not, everything's not so literal. It's just a joke. It's a term. People don't think into it. I wasn't thinking that deep into it.
You're right when you say people don't think into it and that it's a joke. And I'm not saying whether you meant it that way or not, but it's naive for you to think that we didn't know that you were saying it on purpose. Even when you got mad
I wasn't saying it on purpose. It just happened to slip out because that's how I talk.
Right. And has it ever slipped out before that day?
Yeah.
On a live?
Not on a live because I don't make a whole bunch of videos. Then I wasn't.
Right. And then you wasn't. But then after that, you began to, right?
Well, because that was my thing then. I was like, everybody's wanting to pillory me for 10 fucking so I'm fucking doubling down. Nigga.
Right. So now, but when you think about it, so that's what I'm saying. When you want us to be naive to think that wasn't your agenda, so you didn't say it before then. You say it. You get the attention you was looking for. You tell black people you were puppets. Now I get to start my career. And then now that's all you say. And then you expect us to believe that wasn't intentional. Like it's better to just be honest. Like, listen, man, I wanted to get out in this media world. I wanted to be important. I wanted to have a little bit of fame. It's more like that's why I love Ralph. Ralph don't listen. I was watching you and Ralph's interview. I heard Ralph say nigga for the first time in my life. Ralph is respectable when I'm on the live. Like when I'm on the live with him, he's respectable. But I heard Ralph just niggering it up.
$33 on Rumble.
I'm from Memphis, Captain. Like I said,
I know. I'm not saying it to knock you. I don't like
people say it when you're here, just out of respect.
That's what I'm saying. Like Ralph gives great respect when I'm here. But at least he's honest. You're being dishonest.
You're not here. Yeah, and if I'm singing a song or something,
you don't know my intention. That's the same amount of evidence as people saying I have a black child when there's pictures of my child who's clearly white. It's using that same amount of weak evidence. You want me to be racist so badly. There's some racists out there. Go after them. But that video was not intentionally. I wasn't meant to get a rise out of anybody. In fact, the video had been posted for about a week before anybody even got mad about it because nobody saw anything. It was just slipped off the tongue. That's how I talked. And then when it blew up, what do I have to do? I had two options ahead of me. I'm at the crossroads when everybody's coming after me, when my address has been, doxxed, when I have black people, by the way, how about give me some credit? I've had tons of black people trying to kill me. I've had black people send me screenshots of the Google Maps headed to my house saying I'm 15 minutes away from your house. I'll be there with my boys with all our ARK, whatever kind of fucking guns they were talking about. I could be racist if I wanted to, but I'm actually not. So anyway, I'm at the crossroads when I have all this blowing up. I lost 10 pounds. It's really fucking stressful. I'm staying up all night. I've got a police presence at my house. I keep carrying a fucking gun with me 24/7. And I'm at the crossroads. Do I forge on through? Do I not apologize? Do I actually stand on my beliefs of I believe in the freedom of speech? I believe in the right to be able to say something, and I think it's fucking stupid and pathetic and weak to get offended by one word? Or do I delete all my socials, go underground, be a fucking pussy, and just try to hope it blows over? No, I'm not doing that. I'm going to double down. I'm going to go on forward. And at the moment I was mad. So I was like, you know what? Fuck these people. I'm going to piss them off.
And then remember, you also said, you brought out Little Uzi Vert when you said,
yeah, he is
mad at me. Y'all mad at me. Y'all mad at me, but not this nigga. I thought it was funny personally because
yeah,
Uzi Vert got the pocketbook and all that. I think he dressing like a woman. I think he's a homosexual for all intents and purposes. So that's what I mean. But before I get to that part, because I think you're missing what I'm saying. Even if you take the racism out of it, for all intents and purposes, it looks like you did it for the attention. That's what I wasn't talking about the racism part yet. I was saying it would be naive for you to think that we believe that you didn't say that on purpose so that you can pick up your game. You said you start doing more videos. For example, let's say if you didn't want to do nothing else with it, right? You could have made your video not apologizing, right? Because you made that video saying after doing the research, I could care less or whatever. You could have made that video and then went right back to doing what you was already doing. But instead, meaning what I mean by already doing, you could have put that June Cleaver outfit back on, or you said you had to cover up your bathing suit. We don't believe that either. You could have put your June Cleaver outfit back on. You could have went to your cooking. You could have did everything you normally did. And then that would have had the same power as you coming out and then going into different spaces. You chose this route because for all intents and purposes, it looks like that's the route that you wanted to go. If I'm me, like if anybody you don't know me, but if anybody knows me, I'm Captain Tazaryach all the time, no matter what anybody says or does. I do what I want to do. I don't change my line. I don't say, well, they talking about me. Let me go on these lives. Let me go and do this. Let me go and do that. I don't do that. Now, when I go out and do it because I do lives, it's because I want to. It's not because somebody put me in a position where I have to, where you're sounding like you had to do it because if you didn't, you would have been looked at as a pussy. Am I correct?
No, I'm not going to have anyone tell me what to do. I'm not going to have anyone dictate my speech. I don't live in a communist country. I believe in this First Amendment, and I'm not going to have somebody tell me don't say that. And so I'm a rebel. My natural inclination is if you want to tell me not to say that, I'm going to say it even more. Don't you fucking tell me what to say. And you think that's about attention, but it wasn't. All you guys did was fire up a rebellious spirit. You fired
Don't
up.
Don't say you guys, because I didn't say nothing. Well, I made a video about it.
Rebellious spirit in a lot of different people, which is why there was all the traction, which is why it caught on attention, because people were glad to see somebody actually say something, stand on their business, and double down on it instead of apologizing.
But I think right now you're getting more flack from white people than black right now, right?
Yeah, they all think I'm a Jew.
Yeah, white people turning on you. You know that's bad when white people turn on you. So you can't even blame black.
They want you to be in a box. And if you're not in their club, or you say I'm all out here for the attention or whatever. If I wanted the attention, I would have gone with a club and I would have fucking stuck with it. I would have gone off to AFPAC and I would have stuck with the AFPAC team. But no, I saw things that I didn't like up there and I called it out.
No, you want to freelance. Ain't nothing wrong with freelancing. So you could do your world tours. So you could do Killstream, Candace Owens, whatever other shows. I haven't seen any.
You realize there's more attention when you actually pick a niche and stick to it rather than just being your own little thing. All the Daily Wire people get really successful and famous because they have a club, they stick with the club, they never step out of line. Same with the AFPAC, the America First movement. If you're a groiper, you parrot all the groiper.
You know what a free agent does? You know what a free agent does? A free agent explores and see which lane actually suits them. So that AFPAC, I think you name, you can go look at that and say, no, I don't really want to work with them. The Daily Wire you name, I look at that, I don't really want to work with them. So you just fishing to see where you want to land at, which goes back to the original premise that you said that for this.
No, I didn't.
The more you talk,
whenever I got all the backlash, that's when I was like, oh shit. now I'm at the crossroads. I wasn't planning on all this thing. And everybody, I mean, I've even seen videos where they're like, oh, well, she was specifically doing the hot spot sauce and the garlic powder. That was a subtle racist thing against black
people. It was hot spot? You had hot sauce in there?
Getting so far into this shit. It's unbelievable.
You had hot sauce in there? You said hot sauce?
Yeah, I was marinating chicken wings.
So you saying you was pulling a Kamala Harris with the hot sauce and Hillary Clinton with the hot sauce?
That's what they were saying. All these people reading into
from
this.
The South, Captain. Look, hot sauce, I like hot sauce myself, right? Like,
why is hot sauce? First of all, why is hot sauce a black thing? I thought we didn't even make hot sauce. Like, who don't use? KC, you would say y'all make the best barbecue, right? I think that's what you tell me, right?
Well, I'm from Memphis.
I'm Memphis, right? You say Memphis has the best.
Memphis has the world's best barbecue.
And now, y'all use hot sauce? Y'all use hot sauce?
There's a barbecue.
Yeah, why do they act like hot sauce is a black thing? Like Kamala, who's not black, that's a white and East Indian woman. She pulled the hot sauce out. Hillary pulled the hot sauce out, and now Lily pulled the hot sauce out. That's a joke, Lily, because I know you're gonna say you didn't do it on purpose. It just fit. It was like the trifecta. Like all of you white people, and all y'all white, ain't that something?
I like hot sauce. Let me ask you this though, Captain. Like I said, I don't say the word to you or while you're here, just out of respect, and we have a good relationship, right? And you seem like you probably wouldn't like that if I started saying that.
Wait, can you back up a little bit, Ralph? Can you back and say that again? I was reading something. I apologize.
I said we have a good relationship. I'm not saying it now. Lily, she doesn't give a fuck. But you're a guest on my show. I'm the host. I'm trying to be host like, right? And
right.
be polite, and that's how I am. But if you left here and somebody sent in a song and it had that word in it, and I know the song, I'm gonna sing the song with the word, right? Like, or if a friend of mine, like I grew up with black people, plenty of them. Like I said, Memphis is 70% black, basically. West Memphis about 60% black. I have plenty of black friends. Some of them may be cool with it, some of them might not be cool with it, right? And amongst white people, we would say it to each other too, though, right? So maybe most black people wouldn't care, but if there was a black friend of mine who didn't like that or whatever, I wouldn't say it. But white people would say that word referring to each other, where I came from, right? We would call each other the N-word, basically, or the soft A. I would say, not the hard R. But we would use that word all the time talking to each other.
Right.
Where I grew up. All right. So we would call each other that word. Really because of hip hop culture, like she said earlier. Right. I grew up listening to 3 6 Mafia. And Tupac and Biggie and Jay-Z and all this, I was a huge rap fan. Still am.
Absolutely.
Kendrick Drake, I follow that feud very closely.
That was a fire battle, by the way.
It was fire. K-Dot got him now, man.
Yeah, definitely.
Dude, broke him. But anyway, I'm just saying it's like it is part of the culture though, right? Isn't it? I mean, if
to say the word nigga, yeah, I'm not denying. I don't think nobody's denying that. Like I heard you. That's why I just made a point to say when I saw you and Lily doing your live, I heard you say it.
Yeah, you heard me say it. Yeah. I will say
I'm not
it,
bothered.
but I don't.
Yeah, even when your other guests on the show and we're on the show and they remember I called that other white guy. Remember what was that? Joel. What's the Australian guy? Joe. Yeah, I called him my nigga Joel. That's what I called him, and he's white. Yeah. So I get it. But the conversation with Lily is Lily don't want to be honest. Lily don't want to be upfront, and Lily gets to be on my platform so that people can see that this is what white women do. Like you can't profile white men and white women. You can't profile them. You have to actually see them and visualize them. So Lily is a perfect visualization of what we get to see white women do when they and hide their hand. So that's the point of this conversation. I don't care about the word nigga like that. Like
okay, let's play it out this way. So if I actually wanted attention, you know what I would have done? I would have made sure to have my boobs out. I would have gotten lip injections. I would have gone the OnlyFans route. I'd be posting selfies nonstop, 24/7, because that's where the actual traction is. You want to get famous as a girl, that's how you get famous as a girl. I didn't go that route, okay? So to say the whole thing was just to get fame, believe me, I would never have wanted all this to happen. I'm in a very vulnerable spot now. I can't get hired anywhere thanks to the Black community freaking out about a word because they're fucking pussies. And you think this is the route I would want?
Yeah,
you really
listen.
you think this
Well,
is the
you
route
want
I
to
would
be
want? This has been very profitable, by the way. Wow, I made $25 the other day.
That's cap.
Holy,
You want to be an alternative conservative, so you can't get the OnlyFans yet, but you just started. Let's check up on Lily Gaddis in like a year or so when she said she can't get the job and the times get hard and she got that baby as a single mom. Never know. OnlyFans might not be a bad option.
But what is she supposed to do though now, other than be an online personality?
That's what she's going. That's what she's going to be. I didn't say don't be an online personality. I'm just saying own it. I'm not saying don't do that. I'm an online personality.
It now, but you're saying initially that was the whole entire point.
That
was not the whole entire point of this whole thing. It blew up. It went for a week with nobody freaking out, and I was like, didn't think anything more of it. Right. I would have never wanted this to have happened. But now that it's happening, I'm leaning into it because that's the only option I've got. But to think, first of all, you go ahead. You're going to, honestly, at this point, you're going to believe whatever the fuck you want. But that was not the intention. And so, believe it or whatever, because it's like arguing with the people who call me a Jew. I can only say I'm not a Jew so many times. It's not going to change people's minds. So in your opinion, I did it all for attention. Yes, this is such a good grift. I'm so glad I did that. Thank God I said broke ass niggas, because wow, this has really launched me in such a great route.
Yeah, because even when you say Black people got mad because you said the word nigga, Black people is not the only race of people that get mad when you say a word that's derogatory to them. Because like you say, Ralph grew up around Black people that he said he could say nigga. You grow up around people that y'all say nigga. Certain generations grow up around. I don't know really of any communities where if the white guy grew up with them, he was allowed to say nigga. But that's the minority. That's not the majority. And so when something like that gets out in the public, and then people say something about it, there's an expectation that comes with it. Like when I say so-called Jew, when I said the K word earlier, the K word earlier, I know what comes with saying that word. Even though I'm comfortable saying it, I don't have an issue saying it. I know what comes with that word. And maybe you didn't rationalize because you're only 25 what comes with that word. But I don't believe that either. It's hard for me to believe.
I don't like that. I don't like the fact that we have words that we can and cannot say. Why do I have to be like, oh, my life is entirely dependent on saying a word? Really? A word has that much power? No. I want to break. Feminists talk about breaking the glass ceiling. You know what I want to break is the word glass ceiling, where you can't have your life destroyed because you say a word, because that's wrong. Believe it or not, it's
all
wrong.
All you have to worry about is words. Black people worry about different things. We worry about oppression. We worried about a president that wants to get elected to bring back stop and frisk. Like you're just worried about a word. A black man or the black community's life. You said what?
What's so wrong with black stop and frisk? If they happen to catch more Black people with guns, it's not the racist cops' fault. Black people are carrying illegal guns.
No, actually, when you look up the numbers of stop and frisk, most of the stop and frisk did not result in an arrest. That's not the issue with stop and frisk.
Okay, well then what's your
the issue with stop and frisk? First of all, it was deemed unconstitutional by your government because it was specifically only targeted to Blacks and Hispanics. It wasn't. So in New York City is where stop and frisk. And to be specific, stop and frisk existed since the 70s in New York State only. So in the 70s is when stop and frisk started. It only became unconstitutional, I think, in 2013, because from around 2003 to 2008 is when they started specifically targeting Blacks and Hispanics. Now, I'm not saying that they wasn't specifically targeting before then, but that's when it was an uprising of it. So it was only because of the racist antics of the stop and frisk that it became a problem.
So do you think because Black people are disproportionately represented in the crime statistics, do you think that's because every cop that has arrested them, they're racist, or maybe Black people have a problem with crime?
Well, white people commit more crimes than black people. White people are more criminals than black people.
Yeah,
Right.
and there's more, but per capita, there's more
Yeah,
white people than
No,
black.
let me
So
let me
it
help you out.
actually makes per capita. You guys don't seem to understand that. But if you actually do the numbers, black
Mhm.
people are committing way more crimes per capita based on how few black, what is there, 14% of the population versus white people are a
You should
huge
probably-
percentage of the population.
What you should do when you look up the FBI statistics or the American statistics on crime, those crimes are not convictions. All of those crimes are arrests. You guys get arrested more than us, so then you want the per capita argument. The most released people for crimes they did not commit per capita and percentages are black people, because we are the most falsely arrested and falsely convicted ethnicity in America. So that leads to why stop and frisk is wrong. So when you look at the statistics and it's showing more white people are committing crimes, and then you bring up the per capita, you would technically be right based on the percentages, because we're only like 12% of the population. Y'all are a larger percent. But then when you take them same numbers and then go look at who's getting found not guilty of crimes that they were convicted of, it's us, because we get falsely arrested. We get falsely convicted. So there is this notion that we're supposed to be the criminals, but white people are the criminals. Just look up the numbers. There's nobody more. Y'all are so criminal. Y'all can storm the gate on January 6th, and that's applauded. Y'all could shit.
Those
Y'all
January
can go
6
shit.
guys
Y'all
got
can
thrown
go shit.
under the
Y'all
bus,
can go
dude.
shit. Y'all can go shit in Pelosi's office. Y'all shit in the White House. White
Yeah,
people are
and
the
they
only
threw
people
them
that
under the
say
bus for
we
20
shit
years,
in the
you
office.
fucking
Exactly
retard.
all those people, to be fair, Captain.
And
That's
they
true.
threw all those Gen 6 guys
Harrison,
under the
59,
fucking
$2
prison
on
for years. Joe
Really?
Biggs is going to be under the bus. Enrique Tarrio, who, by the way, is not even a white person, is sentenced to what, 20 years in prison? He wasn't even
Right.
at Jan 6.
Because he's the criminal.
How was he a criminal? He wasn't even at J6. He was at a hotel room.
That means he organized it, orchestrated it. He was a part of it.
Okay,
There's
so
nobody
the Proud
more
Boys,
criminal
let's
than
talk about
white
the
people.
Proud Boys here. So
What?
they have a whole
All right,
plan.
here
Gonna
she
go
go.
to,
Here go Lily. Here go
they were
Lily.
gonna
Lily
go to
Clan
Jan-
Gaddis.
They were gonna go to Lily Clan Gaddis. Did you say Lily Clan Gaddis?
Yeah, that's what I said.
You know what? I'm gonna wear that proudly at this point. You're actually
Thank you.
kind
There
of
we go.
a
Give her a
racist.
hand, y'all. Y'all give her a hand. Give her a hand. I told y'all I would pull it out of her. I told y'all.
Yeah, exactly. You create racism where there wasn't any
They ain't
racism.
created. I just told the truth.
Whatever. Anyway, the Proud Boys had a plan. We're going to go to Jan 6, and then we're going to go to a concert afterwards. Does that sound like somebody who's planning to take over to the Capitol?
Yes.
Where were the maps? Where were the blueprints? Where were all the guns? You really think a little ragtag group of a few people were planning to take over the strongest country in the world and then have plans to go to a concert and a barbecue afterwards? That's retarded.
When Ted Bundy was on his serial killing spree, after he killed them white women, he rode through the city with the white women. That's how y'all think. That's how white people think. White.
So
That's why I said you cannot profile white killers, white criminals, because they look like you. They look like the average white guy, average white woman walking down the street. You look just like that.
Was a whole plan. It was an insurrection. They were planning on taking over the United States government.
No, well, they definitely made a statement, did they not?
Yeah, it's called locker room
So they went to the White House. They went to the White House to take a shit.
He doesn't actually mean go out and grab women by the pussy. It's called locker room talk. But you don't seem to get jokes. You don't seem to get things that are said in a joking for both.
A president can't say. But did he say it while he was the president, or did he say it?
No, it was before he was president.
I don't care about him saying that.
When you're an E-celeb, they let you do it, Captain.
I don't care about him saying grab him by the pussy. What they got to do with white people being criminals?
We're talking about locker room talk. You're saying, oh, well, they were saying they were going to take it over. Yeah, saying, oh, man, we're going to get them.
They tried to do it. They went to the White. Did they have weapons? They went to the White House and took it over.
Okay, where's the maps? Where's the concerted effort? These people aren't
I'm
so
not a damn lawyer. I ain't no lawyer. I don't need no damn maps. I saw it with my own.
On taking over the Capitol. That's a major accusation to say. Without any proof.
Wait. Did we not see the same video on January 6th? Did we not see them storm the castle? Did we not see them go through the whole White House, try to find information?
Not the White House, the Capitol.
that I can't remember exactly what the thing was, but there was a bunch of black people that took over the Capitol at one time, and I don't see them all getting thrown under the.
You show me where they went inside the White House. Show me where the black people.
Nobody went inside the White House. It was the Capitol.
Show me what.
You won't go inside the White House.
Show me what black people did to the White House. Show me that.
The Capitol. The Capitol.
Do you think the Jan 6 guys got off easy for that? Getting thrown under the bus for 20 years for meandering, for trespassing, for one person breaking a window?
No, here's what I'm saying. There ain't a greater criminal than white people. That's what I'm saying. If historically in America, from the time y'all touched soil up to 2024, y'all are the criminals. And the problem with black people is when we try to be American, we become criminals. America was established by doing whatever it is you got to do to get the land. If you rape them, you kill them, you do whatever you got to do to take the land. And so now black people, we're part of that dynamic because we was taken over here in that concept. So now we want to look up to them. So y'all look up to the gangsters of the day, the Lucky Lucianos and stuff like that. That was when alcohol was illegal. Y'all look at them, they get glorified. So what do black people, when they want to get American, they glorify that. We glorify everything American. Because when we tried to do it our way and not be criminals, y'all killed us even more. So
what's the end goal here? Like it sounds like you want to make white people and black people hate each other. I got news for you.
No.
If you guys are 14% of the population and you want whites and blacks to hate each other, y'all niggas are gonna lose. Okay,
right.
So you don't want to start a race war.
Right.
I'm all about. I mean, prior to this conversation, I was all about black people and white people were all Americans, but now you're starting to convince me the other way.
Let me tell you something. She was already like this prior to. And no, it's not about whether we want to start a race war, because here's the thing: we have always been in a war. When have we ever had peace with y'all? People be saying like black and white people heading for a race war. What have we been in since we've been in America but a race war?
What do you consider a war? Do you consider me saying nigga? Do you think that's equivalent to me getting one of these guns and shooting you?
No, because that ain't gangster enough.
Okay, well then how are we at war then? Are white people out in the street?
You said what do I consider?
Get him.
I'm gonna tell you what I consider.
What people think are doing?
So I'll tell you what I consider a war. When so-called slavery was over, and we tried to establish our own cities, y'all burned them to the ground. That's a war. Then you had this guy, Martin Luther King.
Are you talking about Black Wall Street, which didn't happen, by the way? That was a race riot that started. The National Guard had to come in and take care of it.
Wait. You said Black Wall Street didn't happen. That's
I
racist.
meant it didn't happen in the way it was portrayed, as if it was just whites coming in and killing blacks. It was a race riot.
It was based on a white woman's lie. That's why I wanted you on the show. That's why I wanted you.
Assumes the black guy's innocent. Who's saying they're innocent? Maybe they did go out there and rape a little baby. Maybe they did go out and rape somebody. Who says they're innocent?
That's why I wanted her on the show, so we can all see the lily white woman is just like the white man. She said Black Wall Street didn't happen.
Evidence.
She said Black Wall
sucks. Maybe he was guilty. Ever consider that?
That's just like when Emmett Till got killed, only for that white woman to say she lied.
Okay, well then fuck her. They should have strung her up.
Now it's fuck. I wish they would have strung that white bitch up. I wish they would have. They should have. They shouldn't have let her die in old age. They should have hung her ass in old age.
Floyd.
So let me
George Floyd.
Wait, before we get to George Floyd, you said what is a race war? A race war is when one race strategically attacks another. And that's all your race has done. Whether it's COINTELPRO, whether it's killing Martin Luther King, whether it's creating...
The CIA killed Martin Luther King, okay? The CIA is the enemy of the people. The CIA...
Are they white?
I don't know. I don't know. They're the fucking government.
She said the CIA like it's a bunch of niggas working in the back like, yeah, we about to kill this nigga. The CIA is white folk.
Okay.
The drug epidemic is white. I'm showing you.
People need to get that we are all Americans. Black people need to understand we are all Americans, and our enemy is the government.
You know what you should do, Lily? You should go out and teach white people that black people are Americans. You don't have to teach us. Let me tell you something about black people. And as I quote my general, there's nobody that loves America more than black people. Black people
Is
died
that
in
why
the military.
the flag and like don't
Black
and like,
people,
their own
black
culture?
people have
They're
died
not-
in your war. Black people have joined your military, has died in your wars, has done every single thing that America has asked, and y'all have done nothing for black people. We have
Oh, so you want
benefited
reparations
nothing.
now too?
No, the reparations that I would want requires the Lord to give. I couldn't get the reparations that I
Well, they
want.
did bring you to America rather than Africa, although it was
Oh,
not.
when you think about that, wait.
By the way, the blacks started the slave
Ralph is
trade.
crazy.
I mean,
Wait,
you want
wait. When you think about, but Ralph, when
I
y'all, when
don't want to go back to Africa. I'm from East St. Louis. That's where I'm from.
hell no. Because
from
man,
East
when
St.
you think
Louis.
about that,
That's what Red Fox said.
us
Anyway.
coming to Africa. I don't want to go to Africa because we're not African.
I'm saying,
But-
no, you
They'll
don't.
sell
do
you back.
Yeah, I'm definitely not African. But the race war, there ain't. If somebody's waiting for a war and you're consistently getting attacked by the race that you're waiting for a war to come, it lets you know you're not even mentally prepared. And that is one thing that black people fail at. Black people fail at not knowing that we are mentally at war. Every race is about their people first. Every race. I don't have no trunk with that. The only trunk I have is that when somebody like myself is about my race first, that's why I said my racism a little different.
Rick
We don't
Harris
promote
brings
violence against
$1
no
on
race of people,
If the captain
including
prevents
yours.
slavery
So
from
we don't
happening
promote
in America,
violence against whites,
we-
Chinese, Africans, Arabs. All we promote is for black people to have more loyalty to themselves than they do America. Right now, you got two factions. You got some people gonna vote for Trump, some people gonna vote for Kamala. The idea for Trump, I don't know what the idea for Trump is as a black man anyway. I don't know what the idea for Trump is. But I know the idea for Kamala is that this is a black woman. That's the one thing Trump said that was
She's
kind
not
of
really
funny. It
black,
was like
though, is she? Though.
that.
Okay.
No, I was gonna get into that. Don't worry, Ralph. I got you. But that was the one thing Trump said when he was like, I always thought she was East Indian or Asian, and the next thing you know, she's black because she's not black. She ain't been black.
Not
Just
$1
because a person goes to a HBCU, knows rap music, doesn't make them black. She has her father's father is white, so for us, she's a white woman whose mother is East Indian. So they parade that around to us. I remember back when Obama was running for office, the whole thing was Obama was black Jesus. And he was going to do all these things. And all Obama did was help homosexuals get married. And so that's our issue. We as Israelites' issue is that the end game for us should be us taking care of ourselves first and not worrying about what the American government, because even white people like yourself, you're mad at the government. Ralph is mad at the government. Killstream is mad at the government. So clearly, if white people hate the government, that's the greatest lesson we should have. The one thing we can learn from white people is that the white people hate the government right now. And if they hate their own government, we for sure can't think we got something good within that government. So,
well, then if all both collectively, if blacks and whites both hate the government, we can help the problem. Because you black people want to act like we're our own little ship out to sea. We're fine because we're just us blacks. We fuck America, fuck those white people. Well, I got news for you. When America goes down, when America shit hits the fan in America, y'all are gonna get hit first. You know why? With this open border shit, you know where the illegals come from first? They go for your black hoods. There's already so much fighting between the Mexican gangs and black people in black hoods. You guys are going to suffer first. So you can say you don't want to be part of America all you want. But when the ship goes down, you're going down with. And I got news for you. You're going down first. Because they're taking the government, they're taking this country down through all the illegal immigration going on. And they're coming for black neighborhoods first.
Let me tell you something. The black community can't get more destroyed than what it has been destroyed by America. And when you bring these tribes or these Hispanics or Mexicans, who all of them are my brothers if they're ethnically that, if they're taught history, if we would learn the reverse of history to understand who the real enemy is, because even when y'all allow these immigrants to come in, the whole goal is to get them to fight us, to get us to have this animosity so we can forget who's really oppressing us. even historically, the only reason that Ralph is in that section of Mexico that he's in is because the white man didn't want it. New Mexico is Mexico. Texas is Mexico. California is all of that is Mexico.
Actually, there was a plan to add Yucatan to America.
Yeah, so
they're
they're repressed. Like, you're helping show how criminal white people are, because they're repressed because y'all took that land from them too. And wondering why you got to police borders. You're policing borders from a people that at one time owned this land, and now you took it by force, and then you don't expect them to fight back. Like everybody, America wants, and you can relate to this, I think.
They lost a war.
I'm not saying they didn't lose.
The winner takes it all. You ever heard of that?
I didn't say that they won. What I'm saying is, y'all expect people that lost the war to be content with losing the war.
I don't think any modern Mexican is wondering, damn, too bad we didn't win that war a long time ago. Nobody's thinking that. The same as black person should be worried about slavery that happened 200 years ago. You've never been a slave. I've never owned a slave. And I'm sick of getting thrown under the bus as if I have owned a slave when I never had all the benefits of even having a slave.
You benefit from the American Constitution that you enjoy from your slave fathers, from your slave grandfathers, whereas I benefit from oppression from my slave fathers and slave grandfathers. And it's always, we got to be told to get over it. But let somebody harm y'all. Let somebody harm America. You will bomb the fuck out of innocent people. When them towers fell, they slaughtered millions of innocent Palestinians, Iranians, Afghanistans in the name of people that had nothing to do with it. Why? So that y'all could feel better. Y'all never understand anyone's pain except for your own. So what you would want me to do?
They wanted a war. They instigated 9/11 was an inside job, 100%, probably instigated by the Jews. They wanted a war because they wanted to invade the Middle East because war is profitable. It had nothing to do with, you know what, we think this will be a good fuck you to the blacks. No, it was war.
Nobody said. I think you're confusing what I'm saying. I'm showing you how y'all have a slogan called 9/11 never forget. That's the slogan for 9/11. But when it comes to black people, we talk about oppression because no, we don't have the whips on our back. We don't have physical chains. We don't have them around our neck. But we have never been allowed to be free in this place to build our nation, ever. We have consistently been attacked. This is historical information. Whether you want to say the CIA, those are white people. And they have consistently done it. COINTELPRO. Yeah, what you going to say, Ro?
I was just going to ask you a question. First off, there's two questions. This one's kind of a question to fuck with you. Okay. The other one's a serious question. This one, Galactic says, Captain, which number is bigger, 3 divided by 4 or 5 million divided by 10 million?
I think 5 million divided by 10 is 2. 3 divided by 4 is going to be like 1 point some. So I would go with the second.
All right. Now, this one is, if the captain could prevent slavery from happening in the Americas, would he? Would you have prevented slavery from happening?
Yeah, I would.
Well, then you could go back and tell your black ancestors that they shouldn't have sold you guys into slavery to begin with.
Our black ancestors. Now, I'm glad you said that, because it wasn't our black ancestors that sold us into slavery. It was Africans that sold us into slavery, and we're not African.
Nigga, if blacks sold you, you were spoils of war. They sold slaves that they.
When you say you retarded. The more you talk, the more I realize you actually are retarded, because historically, every dark-skinned people is not the same people. East Indians have dark skin. They're not the same as Arabs. Arabs have dark skin.
I'm not talking about you in particular.
You're talking about black people when we got taken out of Africa. You talk about black.
They're in the slave ships.
Thank you. And at that time, East Indians, Arabs, Africans, and Israelites all existed on the same continent.
Okay, I don't know genealogy. All I know is they got a bunch of.
That's why you're talking ignorantly, because you don't know that history. So because you don't know that, you think that a black man sold another black man, and that's not historical accuracy.
Sold them.
African. I'm going to explain it to you. Africans sold Israelites. When you get you an ancient map, when you take the time and you with your broke ass niggas, you go get you an ancient map of Africa, and in the west coast of Africa where we was taken from, you'll see it will say land of Judah, because we are the Jews. So when we came into Africa and the white man wanted wanted slaves, the Africans fought with us and sold us. So we were sold by an enemy. We wasn't sold by our brother. So when you say my black ancestors did it, that's not historically accurate. I know Columbus. Look, y'all, you probably think Columbus discovered that the earth wasn't flat. You probably think that. That's not historical accuracy either. You probably think Columbus discovered America when there was people already here. American history is lies. Real history is African. The Arabs built the boats. The Africans caught the Israelites, sold us to the white man, and that's how we got over here.
Okay.
It's not about Africans.
If you live in this oppressive society where everybody's out to get you, the government's out to get you, the other white people are out to get you, every aspect of society is just out to get the black man. What's your solution to this?
Oh, my solution has been...
Are you going to bitch about it, or are you going to actually do something about it?
I'll tell you what. So now, if I was just on this application talking to you, that would be bitching about it. But I do more than that. So we actually actively go out into the streets. We go into our neighborhoods. We go into the prisons. We go everywhere our people are and give them their identity, tell them to stop selling the white man's drugs, stop being homosexual, stop aborting babies. We tell them all the things that they're doing wrong, correct it so that we can fix ourselves. And that's what we do in ISUBK under Command of General Hunter. So I actively do this work that I'm talking about.
So do you want to put more of a divide between black people and white people?
I don't, if we create, so think about it like this. If we create an element where we're not criminals, that can't create a divide. Because that's essentially what I'm saying. What I'm saying for black people to stop being criminals.
No, you are admitting that you guys are doing the criminal acts. Because if you're saying they have to stop doing the criminal acts so there's not the divide anymore, right? You're admitting that they are.
I never said that black people were not criminals. I said they learned to be criminals from you. That's what I said.
That's accountability, okay? I had a really whatever. It's like saying, oh, because my dad was fucked up, I guess I'll just be fucked up too. Because my granddad was a rapist, I guess I'll go out and start raping. Everybody has their own personal accountability. You make your own decisions, and it shouldn't be influenced by anybody else. That's stupid. That's just an excuse for bad behavior.
But you just got influenced by people. You just influenced yourself. Instead of you saying the broke ass niggas and then going about your day, you got influenced by the people around that was attacking you. It influenced you so much to be more active, to get more followers, to go on more lives. So when you say it's stupid to be influenced by others, you're stupid. Because what we are is not an influence.
Having my life turned upside down.
Reacting influence is the same. You could have done what you've always done, but instead you were influenced by what was happening.
I was doing what I always was. I just had lifted. I just took off the filter. I was able to speak more filtered because I've been canceled. They can't cancel me twice.
You would have went right back to doing what you did. Your little live streams, your little orphan nanny, everything that you was doing, you'd have done the same thing.
Look at my videos. I do the exact same thing. I do rants in the car. Exact same thing. What am I doing different?
No, because you done been now with Aflac. You done been with this side. You done been with that side.
Talking to people, that's not changing my brand.
But you wasn't doing that.
Making videos.
But you wasn't doing that before the broke ass niggas. So you're stupid. Right. So you're stupid because you was influenced. Whereas black people.
How is it influenced to be talking to people?
Well, black people are affected by their conditions that they have to get out of. So I agree when you say, my daddy was this, so I'm gonna be that. But then there also is an element, and this ain't a black thing. There's also an element of whatever happens to one generation affects another. That's not a black thing. That's any generation. It could be Chinese, white, whatever goes through one generation can go to another. And then when it takes a generation saying, we're not going to do like that, because you can do stuff subconsciously because that's how you grew up. If a hillbilly grew up as a hillbilly, if they ever want to get into corporate, they have to stop that generation of being hillbillies. I'm just trying to take a normal example so you can understand. So it's one thing to do something intentional. The statement you made about I'm gonna be this rapist because my father was a rapist, that's intentional. And then there's another where you didn't know any better, and then you woke up and said, I'm going to be better. And that's what we teach. What we teach is I could be like my father. I could be like what my father was in the past. What I did was said, no, I made a conscious decision to not use his life as an excuse for my life. So even that is an influence. And so now I'm gonna correct you. Being influenced is not a stupid thing. I only called you stupid because you used an analogy, and then I just showed it how it's you. We're all influenced. Whether it influences you for the good or bad is predicated on how you in turn conduct yourself. You can have
this implies that there's been change. How have I changed aside from, okay, he asked me to talk in an interview, I'll do that. That's not changing, that's just talking. My same content, I'm not parroting anybody else's messaging. I'm still saying the exact same thing in the exact same format as I always had. I'm just now invited on shows. What are you talking about influenced?
When you go back and watch this, you'll see that when I first said about you changing, you said you changed because of everything that happened. Now you don't want to be influenced or changed because you said we were stupid when you realize you're stupid because you already had said that you changed for it. So you can't have it both ways. Like, you know, we got a slogan where we got this thing where we call white people the devil because they speak with a forked tongue. So that's kind of what you just did. You spoke like a devil. Where one minute you say one thing and then another minute you say something else. We're not supposed to do that.
And the fact that I was like, okay, I've been canceled. So now I can say what I actually want to say without, no.
You were influenced by being canceled. And so you resorted to this.
Okay.
Just say you were stupid. Just say you were stupid. Say, Lily, I was stupid. Just say it. It's okay. It's all right.
I was stupid for saying that. I should have never said that.
Give her a hand.
I should have never said that. In this country, you should always make sure you never say any word that you're not supposed to because you don't want to piss off anybody. Well, no. You know what? No. I'm actually glad. I may have been stupid, but I'm glad I was stupid because I'm glad that somebody like me can come out and actually say a word and not give a fuck about the crowd, not give a fuck about the cancel culture because I care about freedom of speech. I care about your right to say whatever the fuck you want, and I care about my right to say whatever the fuck you want. But your whole claim, the whole thing has been, oh, she's just done all this for attention. That's retarded because you have to calculate what's the attention. Is it good attention? Is it bad attention? If I just wanted attention, I would have done something like the Hawk Tuah girl, done something that's not offensive, that's not going to piss anybody off because there's a lot of money in there. You think marketers want to work with me? You think if there's affiliate marketers that want to work with me?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
So why? Who? I have had none. And before you mentioned the beer ad, the guy sent me a case of beer. I gave him a shout out.
I didn't know about the. You know what? I didn't even know about. I forgot about the beer ad. I was just gonna say it's coming. I wasn't even gonna bring it. I forgot. I was watching your interviews, so I saw the beer part. And just understand, I'm not against your free speech. Remember, the beginning of this conversation was to get you just how I got you right now. I said, I want my audience to see that these lily white women are just like white men. I don't have an issue with nothing that you do. But now when I go out there and I say, listen, y'all think these white women is innocent? They are not. Because you're not.
So what white are we women, of? Okay, innocent.
Y'all guilty of the, y'all are guilty of being the same way as your male counterparts.
What the fuck does that?
I'm about to break it down. So here's what that means.
Are you saying this because black men want white women, and you're trying to show them?
Yes, Ralph. Yes, Ralph. Listen, Ralph gets it. Thank you, Ralph. That's exactly what.
I finally got it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because white women, listen, white women get a pass. Because I'm gonna tell you, Lily, I'm pretty sure every nigga that contacted you, I bet you some of them wanted to holler at you, didn't they?
They did.
More black guys hit on me than white guys.
Yeah. Ralph, that's why I'm doing this interview, to stop niggas from loving Lily. That's why I'm doing this interview. I'm trying to help my brothers. I'm trying to help them stop loving Lily. That's all I'm trying to do. And so when you
I just said the hard R, they're gonna let me.
Nobody cares. Listen, nobody cares about nobody. Listen, if I could let the white world know, nobody cares whether you say it with a hard R or not. If they're gonna be offended, they're gonna be offended. Whether you say it that, because I don't even think when you said it on the video, I don't think you said it with a hard R, right?
No, she didn't. No.
You just said broke ass niggas. Say it for us one more time. Say it how you said it.
Broke ass niggas.
There you go. Now, when she said that, it wasn't no hard R, but it still got the same vitriol in return. So never think that.
There's a big difference between "hey nigga" and "hey fuck you nigger." There's a big.
No, you know what's the difference in what you said? Because you could say "fuck you nigga," and it's the tone that you're saying it behind. You can say "fuck you nigga," and it's the tone. "Fuck you nigger," or "hey nigger, how you doing?" The tone or context is what's gonna make it. The context is what's gonna make you.
Got the same heat from saying it.
No, I'm saying
version that if she would have said the
right.
hard
That's what. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Ralph.
That's
what I'm saying, Ralph. It doesn't matter which way you say it. It's how you would say it. Even to a cool person, even to a black person, like make it black. If a black person
said it, dude. When I met Sneeko, the first thing I walked up to Sneeko. I was like, "Hey, what's up, my nigga?" He's black. He didn't care.
Who you said that to?
Sneeko's a streamer.
Oh, but Sneeko, he a special retarded type of black, though. He not the right kind of black.
No black.
I think he's a coon.
That's why. Yeah, he's a coon. Yeah, he's a coon type of black. Like this, why I got Lily on here for all my coon niggas out there.
You think
but even
Tommy
if you make it black,
a coon?
Is who?
Do you think Tommy Sotomayor's a coon?
I
think he's a black guy who's got his head well adjusted and actually wants to see the country improve.
Listen, Tommy, I wouldn't call Tommy a coon because Tommy is my brother. But Tommy
But if he wasn't, would you say that?
I'm about to tell you, but Tommy was fronting when he had you. I'm gonna answer.
All right, go ahead.
Tommy was fronting when he had you on the show. Tommy is a character. So when the show is on, he gonna degrade black women, but he's with black women. He's going to talk. He knows how to excite the live. So when the cameras is on, he knows exactly what to say. On Instagram, he knows exactly what to post. When the cameras is off, so he's a show. It's almost like Charleston White. How Charleston White is a character, you can't listen to nothing that he says. That's Tommy. Tommy does not believe the shit that he says online. So when he had you on his live and made you feel all cozy, like, this is a good nigga right here. He's my friend. It was just an act. That's all it was.
He's playing a character like Andy Kaufman or something. Is that what you're saying? Like
Charleston White. Charleston White is better. Like Charleston White says, whatever controversial.
Yeah, I actually know for a fact that's not true, but I'm not going to say anything.
Well, you're going to have to break it down. Bust me out right now.
Oh, no, I'm not tattletale, but I know you're full of shit on that case.
I'm not. But you're going to have to prove me wrong. And if you can, I will accept being wrong. So the floor is yours.
Wrong by kind of...
Are you saying he was one of the black guys?
I'm not saying nothing. All I know is
I'm gonna ask Tommy now because me and Tommy gonna do a show. I'm gonna say, Tommy, I had Lily on the show, and she said you might have been one of them white guys.
I didn't say nothing. I didn't ever say nothing.
Mm-hmm. You're gonna have to step it up.
You're wrong.
Now, you see how she's saying I'm wrong? She put that finger up there. All right, Tommy. It sounds like she's saying Tommy tried to holler. It sounds like she's saying Tommy.
What do you think? Would you put that past him?
I don't know. So I've only known Tommy for about maybe 6 months, and so what I've known, I don't know. Mm-hmm. Did Tommy smash? They asking me, did Tommy smash? Tommy
no, she didn't say that. Are you
kidding me?
So you wouldn't date Tommy?
I don't smash people I do interviews with. I didn't fuck.
Okay, so if y'all didn't do the interview, you would have smashed him if y'all didn't do the interview?
No, I don't have sex with random people. I have sex with my friend.
Okay. And you got a boyfriend currently? Or no?
No, but if I had a boyfriend,
if you had one, it would just be okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Believe it or not,
I'm gonna have to check.
Allegations. I'm actually not a complete
she hadn't slept out of her race.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to check. I'm gonna have to check with Tommy. It sounds like Tommy tried to holler. I'm gonna find out because I think we doing the show.
Like he might have actually.
Yeah,
but I
we about
to get Lily in trouble.
I'm gonna text him right now. I'm gonna say, Tommy, you tried to holler.
didn't say
I'm about
that.
to.
She didn't
I'm
say
about
that.
to text. I'm about to
she
text
I didn't
Tommy
say
right
nothing.
now.
I didn't say nothing.
She didn't say it. She didn't say that.
I ain't gonna say that you. I'm not gonna
She
lie.
never
So I'm
said
not gonna
that.
say that you said that.
She
But I
didn't
am
say
gonna
that.
imply that you did and see what he says.
All right, let me ask you this, and I'll ask the
What's
super
up?
chat, and we'll get
Okay.
y'all out of here. I won't keep it all
All right.
night. It's been really fun, though, actually. Ada Wolf says, I understand the captain feels that blacks are Jews. How does he account for the new covenant with Christ's death? What difference does it make if he's Jewish or not? The covenant was fulfilled.
The covenant that Christ had is only with Israel. So Matthew 1:21, the angel of the Lord said he came to redeem his people. Matthew 15:24, Christ said, I'm not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel. So yes, we are under the new covenant, but that is only for Israelites. So if you're not an Israelite, God does not love you. Facts.
All right. Okay.
That's the answer, bro. Yeah, that's the answer.
All right. So where do we want to take it from here? Like, what do you guys want to, how you want to finish with
I'm
this?
good. I didn't expect to do 2 hours.
I didn't either.
The time kind of flew by.
It flies by
Yeah.
when you're having fun. Yeah.
So I'm pretty good. I think I got my point across. Lily, excellent host, man. You keep being that typical white woman that we teach about. And that's not a no disrespect.
That typical white woman that all you black men want.
That like is Tommy one of them? Wait. Is Tommy one of them?
I ain't saying shit, nigga.
That's what you said. That I ain't saying shit, nigga, is I'm saying yes, nigga. That's what she's saying. She can't shake it.
No, she's
listen, she ate her fingernail. She nervous because that Tommy thing, that's serious.
A lady never tells. Now, anything you want to finish with here, Lily? Say to the captain or say to the audience, and thank you for spending so much time. I didn't plan to keep it this long.
No.
I'm glad you did. It was a lot of fun.
I'm just saying, at the end of the day, it's the internet, so people are gonna have whatever opinion they want. Apparently, to most of the internet, I'm a Jew, I'm a grifter, I'm a mud shark, whatever the fuck that. What does mud shark mean?
I don't know.
That means you have sex with black men or have had sex
That's
with black
false.
men.
What's the other claim? I don't know. But you can believe whatever the fuck you want at the end of the day, but you know, I'm just doing my own thing. So that's about it.
I like you a lot, and I always have fun when you're on the show. And I like the captain.
Black, so that means a lot.
Ralph is black?
Yeah.
She said Ralph is black?
I'm from Memphis. Hey, and I got, I'm a felon too. I can say it if I want. I got the pass. I got the pass, Captain. Because
you can say it because you watch. You can say it whenever you want.
Let me ask you this. I know I can say it, and I've said it on the show. He heard me say it. I don't say it when he's here, just out of respect for the captain. But and I'm the host, right? I'm trying to keep it neutral. But I say it on the show all the time. And I say it when I'm singing. We talked about the beef with Drake and Kendrick Lamar. When Kendrick Lamar is saying the N-word, like I don't stop, like I sing it along with him during the song. And I know some black people think that that's racist and that you shouldn't do that. But I take the Chris Rock approach, right? He's like, when you're singing your Dr. Dre and your Snoop, whatever, you don't have to stop. Like, that's ridiculous. And that's from Chris Rock. Maybe you think he's a coon, Captain. I don't know, but
no. See, it was
part of the vocabulary, right? Like if you're saying now, if you're using the hard R and it's like you said, it's the tone, and you're like, fuck you, like that. And that's one thing. But if I'm saying, like she said, I'll just go ahead and say it. If I said, if I'm singing it in a song, or I'm like, God, that's stupid ass. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't have a racial connotation to it, to me, because it's such a part of the culture. It's such a part of the vernacular, right? That it really almost doesn't have a racial connotation to it. Now, if it has the hard R, which I've used that word, but not to a black person. I've called white people that word, actually, which is pretty funny. But anyway, I always make that delineation. I have said that word, but I've called white people that word.
Right.
But yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's such a part of the vernacular. It's such a part of the culture.
I'm
like,
pretty sure it's a part. And that's
you
what
know,
that was my.
I'm thinking the song. Am I supposed to not say it or what? Like what? Like
No,
just stop?
listen, man. I'm not here to police what anybody says. I'm not that guy. I'm the last person.
Is that racist though, or is that offensive
To me,
yeah?
on a live stream, it's hard for anything to be racist. To me,
That's
meaning
true.
like. As we're having this conversation, Lily done said nigga about 1,000,000 times. You ain't hear me budge.
No,
He called, you know, I don't budge because it's a live stream. Now, in front of me saying anything, it depends. And it depends the environment. So like, let's say if I'm on the street teaching and some white guy comes up and he's mad at what I'm saying and he says, nigger, it's expected. If I'm in the gym, though, if I'm in the gym working out and if a white guy comes up and say it to me, it might be different because it's really the reasoning behind it. I don't have those relationships with, I'll give an example. I'm at this job, this like maybe 2007 or something like that. And I'm riding in the car. I'm out in Ohio working with two white guys, Ryan and Blair. And so we had to stay out there about a week. We working together, and we laughing and chopping it up and shit like that. And we coming from the restaurant and Blair in the back seat, and he just yells out, "My nigga," like that.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Right. Ron, the driver, Ron is driving. He just put his head down like that. And I immediately said, we'll never be that cool where you can say that to me. Because I don't even at least have that type of relationship with him.
But
now,
could you?
If I would first have to have
because
that
I
type
grew
of
up with some black guys that would be cool with me saying that around them. And I grew up with some that wouldn't be cool with me saying that.
Right. That's what I'm saying. I've never been that cool with white people for them to say that around me.
I wonder why.
I'll give another example. So when I had this job in corporate America, they found my videos when I'm talking about Jewish people and stuff like that. And the president of the company was Jewish. He pulls me in the office and he says, we saw your videos. And he says, but you don't say that here. And I said, I never would say it here because this is work. This is what I do outside of work. And he was fine. So I don't think I would ever be cool with the white person in front of me in a normal setting saying
not
that
at work.
word.
I mean, just like you're a friend of yours.
I don't have white friends. Ralph, you the closest. Listen, Ralph, you the closest. You like the coolest. You like the coolest white guy I know. I talk about you all the time. I say, Ralph, let me get up there and say anything I want. So online, if you were to say it, I probably would. It doesn't affect me when white people say anything online because it's just online. I think it's just meant to get a reaction. So to Lily, if you would have said that around if a bunch of people like me would have heard you say that, I don't think we would have had this get a fired type of vibe. But everybody's not like me. You got some people that are not from that generation that are going to hear that or that mindset that are going to hear that and say, she shouldn't say that. And I think that's where.
How do you think they would respond if I went up to a group of black people and said nigger?
It depends. You said you grew up, you said you're around black people, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you said you say it around them, right?
Not around them, no.
Why don't you say it around them?
Because I don't want them to get violent and beat me up.
You don't want them to fuck you up. That's what.
Got him.
That would probably be a bad idea.
You said they don't jump to violence. I was
you
yourself just admitted they would jump to violence if I said that.
Because I said they would fuck you up. Well, that's what you think.
And that's what I was trying to say.
Captain,
you were saying that was lying.
Would they not though? Let me ask you this. That might be very well might happen.
The reason why I asked where she lived at because
wait, let me ask you. No, hold on, wait. Let me ask you. That very well might happen though if she went up and said that.
Yeah, that is an option, right? You getting your ass whipped is definitely an option. But that's why I was asking you because initially you said in your town there's black people, so I thought maybe you had an experience of saying the word around them, but you don't have that experience. So it really just depends who you say it around. These generations.
Don't say it about around black people because they immediately jump to violence, which you seem to not.
I wouldn't say it wouldn't be.
But
violent.
yeah, you yourself just said they.
No, it wouldn't be. It wouldn't be violent. It was funny to say that they would fuck you up, but It wouldn't. I don't think
They
it would be
very well
violence
might.
right away. It wouldn't be
It
violence
would.
right.
In fact,
No,
I should
here,
test this actually.
Don't
yeah, I
test
want,
it. I would,
no, I
don't.
want you to. I was gonna tell you to test it and then let
No,
me know.
don't
Message
test
me on Twitter and let me know how that went.
no,
Like, send me the video.
don't
But
test it.
what I was gonna say was
Don't
the
do it.
violent part probably wouldn't happen right away, but a checking would probably happen away.
What
Right
exactly is
away.
checking?
A checker would be like, let's say you say the word, they be like, bitch, what you say? Or they might say, excuse you, like something like that is gonna happen. And then again, it depends
That's
on
Yeah, I guess.
right, especially if they
It's
don't know you.
different.
So you like a stranger coming up to random black people and then just saying, hey, what's up, nigga? You're going to get something said to you. And then now, depending on how you explain it, will depend on if an ass whipping is coming or if they're gonna be like, oh, she just, this white girl.
You're not
I'm like,
helping your cause any. You said depending on how I explain it. So say I
right.
just down and I'm like, no, I said nigger. So now you think they're justified to beat my ass?
No, I'm not saying nobody is justified.
But you think they would beat my ass if I didn't
Yeah,
explain?
this ain't about justification at all.
I
The
don't know.
scenario
What
right,
would they be? If she's asking a question, would they be
no,
justified?
they would. No.
Okay.
You
You're
think
not.
they would
Nobody.
beat my ass?
Nobody is justified. Nobody is justified to hit anybody over words.
I think
There
we all
ain't-
agree on that.
Right, we
Mike,
agree on that. But let me finish giving you the scenario.
Yeah, that's
So-
fine. Go ahead.
Right. So now let's say you a random white woman. You walk up to, let's say, 3 black people. They could be boy, girl, however you say it. And you just walk up to them and just call them niggas. First of all, it's going to depend on what you say, because you might say it in a cool, jovial way, and they might laugh you off because, see, you like just this lily white girl. You might not get nothing. Then you might get the kind that might say, bitch, what you say, XYZ or whatever. And then it depends on how the conversation goes. And it depends on the character. Because now if you go up to some like corporate or coon type of black people, it might not mean nothing. But if you go into a black neighborhood with some a element of black men or black women that don't tolerate that, it might get some. So it all depends on how you do it. But in no way.
in that case, you're just saying there's a likelihood. I'm gonna say if I said nigger to some black people, I'm gonna say 85% chance.
Nah, I would say 50-50.
Get my ass whooped.
Nope, I would say 50-50. It's 50-50 shot.
There's a
I think
high
you should test it. In your city
It's
tomorrow.
Don't
Hey,
test it.
tomorrow you got
Don't
you
test
got
it.
like 3 or 4 brothers, right?
And what
So
in her whole
tomorrow,
town?
have your brothers like tomorrow. What
Oh,
you should
with her
do
brother.
is you should take your brother. You should go into the local towns, find some niggas, have your brothers like sit in the car or some shit so they don't see them, and you should test it, video it, see what happened.
No, don't do that. Don't do
And then
that.
I
send me the
think all
video.
it would do is prove my point.
We're gonna see.
No, we're not gonna see because I don't want to see Lily get hurt. But my whole point is, I don't know. I just grew up in a place where it was said pretty freely, and usually it was amongst me and my white friends talking to each other, calling each other the N-word, right?
And if I could add one more element, Ralph.
You know what I mean? Like we'd be talking to each other. We all listen to rap. We all listen to 3 6 Mafia, like I said. We're calling each other that word.
Right.
And we have black friends, and they will say it. They wouldn't care. Maybe there would be one that would care, right? Or the guy I bought coke from, or the guy I bought weed from, I damn sure wouldn't say it around him, right? There were some people, that would give a fuck, right? But in my friend group, black or white, but mostly it was, mostly I had black friends, but most of my friends were white. We would call each other the N-word all the time, right? It was just used freely. Like,
that's what I'm saying. I don't have no. I mean, I ain't.
Who wants
I know
the deal?
I just feel like it's part of the language, like part of
it
the
is.
culture.
It's always gonna be
because of rap music.
like Ralph. How you have the notion, as much as you broke down how you say it amongst your people, right? And you and I are cool. You still have not said it because you have put it in your mind. You're just not going to say it. And I'm not saying that you got to say it. I'm making a point. So and you're showing that it's environmental. So in this environment you're not going to say it. But let's say when I exit the stage, and let's say if you and Lily is here, you probably would say it.
I would say
so. Right. So because you're given a certain level of respect with the word. so to speak.
Well,
And it's nothing.
I'm respecting you actually.
That's what I'm
as a
saying.
guy.
That's
And
right.
as
So
a-
you're
as
giving me
your one white friend that you
that's right. The one
as
white
your
friend that
white
I got.
the one right friend I'm giving you that, and
Thank you.
you know, so
No,
that's
and I appreciate that. And so that tells us that although we have the freedom to say any word that we want, there's some words that we just don't say because of the respect that we have for the person that we're around. And there's nothing wrong with that. But I'm not the nigger police. So I'm not trying to police anybody. I'm not trying to police anybody from saying the word. I don't care. Cause like if y'all listen to me talk when I'm speaking, I say all type of crazy shit.
Oh
Ralph
yeah,
knows.
I know. I already know.
Ralph seen
I
me
remember we
battle
pulled
Jewish.
that book out. I never forget
Yeah,
that.
listen,
Oh my
I'm
God,
the one that
dude.
had the Hitler book while
He
I'm
pulled
talking
out
to the
Hitler's
Jewish guy.
shit,
So
literally.
I say I do crazy stuff. So I
Yeah.
get it. But I own up to it. I don't like, nah, you know, I'm just cool and I'm just trying to be with the guy. I don't do that. I'm saying what it is. So that's kind of like it, man. But I appreciate y'all having me on, Ralph.
Yeah,
I don't know
man, it was
if
awesome.
there's anything else. Yes.
Really enjoyed. This is one of my favorite appearances.
Yeah, definitely.
we've
I
had.
enjoyed it too. Lily, you was a hell
Yeah.
of a guest. I appreciate you coming on this live stream.
Yeah, it was really fun being called racist.
I'm glad you enjoyed it. See,
Yeah,
now you had a whole new experience.
Well, she's used to it now, you know, like you know. But Lily, tell them where they can find you, and thank you for spending so much time. I didn't think we would go this long with it, but you know, it ended up being so fun.
I'm on X, the Lily Gaddis, so all my shit is linked on there, but that's about it.
All right,
yeah,
cool.
I actually follow her.
Well, very cool, and I'll follow both of you, and I'll keep following you.
Yeah,
And
you
I keep
wasn't
having,
following. Oh, you said you follow both of us already, right? You ain't say you
yeah,
was
I already
gonna.
follow.
Oh, I'm
No,
about
I
to say,
follow you.
goddamn, man.
I follow you. Yeah, we follow. We're mutuals. Yeah.
Right. There we go. There we go.
And I'll put your Twitter in the chat as well.
Okay. Yeah.
Both Lily and Captain Tazaryach. Yes, and I want to have you both back on the show. Both of you. Lily, you're quickly getting close to Hall of Fame status yourself. She's been on here 3 or 4 times. She's
yeah.
But see, that's that white privilege, Ralph. I'm just joking. Like I had to wait like 3 years of whooping ass on the channel before I get in there. White woman come in after 4 episodes. Hey, you close to getting into the Hall of Fame?
That's because I'm nice.
I'm just joking. I'm just joking.
Good evening to both of you, and I really enjoyed it. And
no
both
problem.
of you have a good one. And
all right, y'all take it easy, man. Till next time.
Yep,
Thank
till
you.
next time.
All
Thank you.
Oh man. Ooh. Hold on 1 second, y'all. Be remiss if I didn't get my belt. I would be upset if I didn't get my belt. Whip out the belt. I got her to bring that white devil up out of her ASAP. ASAP. You see, you could tell when she was getting all in her feelings and bothered and everything like that. She was moving around, twitching, you'd have thought she was on fucking crack. You thought she was on straight up crack, man. I appreciate y'all rocking with me. Now I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I'm gonna be honest. I'm conflicted with this live stream on this regard. So my plan was to make this live stream when it goes down a members only live stream, meaning you got to subscribe to the channel to see this. And I know a lot of y'all gonna get mad, but tough shit. No. So, oh shit. Well, I did text Tommy. So now when I text Tommy and I said, I text him and I'll show you. I text him. I text him and I said, is that zeroed in? I said, yo, you tried to holler at Lily Gaddis? LOL. He said, what? Where did that come from? I said, LOL, I'm doing a live stream with her and you came up. I said, I'm fucking with you. He said, I was about to say no. So he said he didn't do it. He said, and also he says, I haven't spoken to her since she came on my show. So I'm showing y'all exactly what Tommy said. So more than likely, the white woman is lying. Listen, I hope y'all brothers see, man, these white women are just as devilish as the white man. But this video is going to be a members only video. So in order to see this video for replay value, you're going to have to be a member, unfortunately. I'm saying unfortunately. Listen, man, it's $4.99. It's $4.99 to be a member. And the reason why I do this so everybody can understand, this is how people that are already members have access to exclusive content that other people don't have access to. So how can I tell them to pay $4.99 a month and I don't give them something exclusive? So if you watched it live, I appreciate you watching it live. I got something on my lip. Thank you. So if you watched it live, man, what I got on my lip? If you watched it live, I appreciate you watching it live, but this now will be restricted to members only. All right? Let me put this up here. He says, wait, hold on, wait, let me get this one. Stop hustling your people. That is insanity. It ain't a hustle, it's a service. Like, I have to study for this work. We have to do a lot for this work. The funds that we get go to the people. So if you can't pay for it, the way you subscribe, let me show you. Let me present screen. Let me show here. Let me go to my channel. So I'm gonna show y'all how y'all do it. So if you go to my channel, I'm gonna just click a video, pause it. So I'm gonna share my screen real fast so I can show you how to do it. Present, share screen, Captain Tazaryach. So when y'all see this video right here, as y'all looking at this video, let me make sure it's on the screen. Where it says join, you see where it says join right there? You just click join and you could join and be a member. $4.99 a month. I did this with the Sanchez debate. It's not expensive at all. You'll see some of my, if you join it, you'll see some of my workouts is on there. So you can see my workouts on there as well. So there'll be some shorts made of this and some clips made of this. That wasn't a lady, that's a white woman. That don't count. But this will be private. So I appreciate y'all rocking with me. Shout out to my super chats. Shout out to Kilo C. Shout out to Maxwell Smart. Shout out to Eternal. Eternal, if you're still listening, I dropped it off today, so you should get it by Wednesday. All right? So until next time, shalom.